So I'm going to introduce a couple of guests and alumni. So when I call your name, everyone please give one clap for our guests, and at the end we'll just do a round of applause. So first off, we have Mark Gutenplatt, the Fullerton Kiwanis president. We have Annie Tran, an alumni, Rafa Lam, alumni, Peter Yu, Fullerton Kiwanis, Carl Yabes, our club advisor, Mike Hayes, our Fullerton alumni, Emily Rial from Pasadena City College. One moment, please. And that is all. We'll give a huge round of applause for everyone now. Thank you for coming.
You missed me. You missed me. This is Ed Rary, Lieutenant Governor, Division 30, Kiwanis.
Hello, Ed. I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and now I'd like to welcome Elena to talk about opportunity drawings.
Okay, hi, it's Elena. I'm going to be the fundraising chair for the night. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick and show you guys the, Jesus, sorry, the Google form for the opportunity drawing, so you can buy your raffle tickets there. So, okay. Please allow me to share screen, host.
You can share your screen now.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So this is the, if you guys can see my screen, this is the event page for the awards night. And I did a post on there earlier, right? If it would load right here, the raffle prize form. So if you just click on here, you can go in and bam. These are all the raffle prizes and prices and all the information you need to buy raffle prizes. Raffle tickets, sorry. So you can win raffle prizes and support our Star Wars board for next term. So this will be all through Venmo, of course. So you just Venmo right here at CSUF Circle K. It's going to be $1 for 2 tickets and $2 for 5 tickets and $5 for 15 tickets. So we have a bunch of prizes. I'll just scroll down so you can look at them, but you just put in your name, your school, how many tickets you want to purchase in total. And then this is the first raffle prize, which is a seal plushie. It's super cute. And this is the dinosaur plushie. And here we have this CKI pillow that's actually hand embroidered by Christine. So wow, she had made this, that's so awesome. And then also made by Christine, there's 2 of the breakfast keychain plushies. So it's gonna be 2 sets. So 2 people will be getting a toast and a donut keychain. And then we have a pack of 10 assorted face masks. We actually have 2 of those. So one right here and then right here. And they each have like different kinds of face masks on there. And then so again, put yes, I will Venmo. And again, you Venmo CSUF Circle K, the total amount that you're going to be purchasing for the raffle tickets. And then later on at the end of the awards night, I'll be doing the random name generator thingy and picking the winners for the prizes. And then we'll coordinate with the winners how they're gonna like retrieve their prizes. And yeah, that's how the raffle tickets will work. So again, the link is on Facebook awards night event page. And I will, how do I stop sharing? Oh, right there. Yep.
Thank you for that, Elena. Let me get my screen back on here. All right. We're going to be moving into the next part of this now, which is going to be our opening thoughts for tonight. So first of all, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming to our awards night tonight. It's been a really long year for all of us. And, coming into 2020, our world has been constantly surrounded by chaos and uncertainty. Honestly, the world has not really been a great place to be a part of, but it's really, I know it is very important to recognize what needs to be changed in our society today, but it's also just as important to recognize the positive impacts that we have already made. So I want to ask everyone tonight and just keep a positive outlook and remember the impacts that we have made, whether it be on small scale or large scale impact to all of our communities. So once again, thank you everyone for coming. And I'm gonna be passing the mic now to Doug, and he's going to be introducing our first talent act, and I'm gonna let him share a screen as well.
All right, good evening all. So thank you all for coming out. First of all, thank you all for coming out to this wonderful night of awards. So for your talent acts tonight, we have two performers, and the first of which is multi-talented. Not only is this person talented with the camera, but also can also sing extremely well. He's a multi-talented person, and I think it's just fitting that he sings an iconic song in a movie from the silver screen. So singing an acoustic cover of Phil Collins' "You'll Be in My Heart" from Disney's Tarzan, please welcome to the stage your very own historian, Brandon Tran. So let me just share my screen right now and we'll get this started. Okay. Let me know if it's too loud. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Come stop your crying, it will be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight now. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart. No matter what they say, you'll be in my heart always. Why can't they understand the way we feel? They just don't trust what they can't explain. I know we're different, but deep inside us, we're not that different at all. And you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. Don't listen to them, 'cause what do they know? We need each other to have to hold. They'll see in time. I know. When destiny calls you, you must be strong. I may not be with you, but you've got to hold on. They'll see in time. I know. We'll show them together that you'll be in my heart. Believe me, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. Oh, you'll be in my heart. No matter what they say, you'll be here in my heart always, always. I'll be with you. I'll be there for you always, always and always. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there always.
All right, well, let's give it up for Brandon Tran. All right. Is there anything that you wanted to say about his talent act? Right now, I invite him to speak about it just a little bit. If not, then let's give it one more time for Brandon Tran, and that's your first talent act of tonight. So now I invite Michelle Hong to talk about the 2019 to 2020 term accomplishments. So take it away, Michelle.
So this past year, Cal State Fullerton has achieved a numerous amount of awards and achievements. From fall training conference to district convention, we have not been able to achieve these awards without your support. From Kiwanians and alumni to our friends all throughout the district, thank you. From fall training conference, first place outstanding club video, first place outstanding club t-shirt, third place most funds raised for Trevor's project, second place most funds raised for KFH, first place most funds raised overall, and Penny Wars winner for Citrus Division. From our CalNEPA District Awards, first place Growth Enhancement Membership Diamond Division, 100% MRF on time from Douglas Shimizu, first place Outstanding Interclub, third place Outstanding Single Service, third place Outstanding Club Media, third place Outstanding Club Website, Outstanding District Committee Member Douglas Shimizu from FTC, Outstanding District Committee Member Garrett Moore from CNM, Outstanding District Committee Member Nathan Ding, also from CNM, Outstanding District Committee Member Sandra Chang from CNM as well, Returning General Member of the Year Garrett Moore, Don Hall Distinguished Kiwanis Family Relations, John Woodwall Distinguished Member Development and Education Award, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Adam Tahabra, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Elena Liu, Distinguished Appointed Board Member Amy Pham, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Christine Nguyen, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Daniela Vasquez, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Eric Chu, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Lee Hack, Distinguished Appointed Board Officer Samuel Lee, Distinguished Treasurer Kevin Lee, Distinguished Vice President of Service Sandra Chang, Distinguished President Henry Pham, second place Maple Wong Overall Service Platinum Division, Kamel Gule Distinguished Club Award, first place Outstanding Total Achievement Platinum Division, first place Most Funds Raised for the Pediatric Trauma Program, second place Most Funds Raised for Kiwanis Family House, and Distinguished Divisional Excellence Award for Citrus Division. Now I'd like to re-invite Doug for the annual totals.
All right, so good evening all. So if you didn't know, the past term I served as your club secretary, so I've had the privilege of seeing, all these totals like rack up throughout the year in terms of hours and also in terms of funds raised. So can I get a short power clap after each one of these numbers that's read? So the total amount of funds we raised for all three DFIs which we support is $5,396.28. That's not on the slides, but that's how much we raised. And the breakdown goes something like this. So the Traverse Project, we raised $1,419.27. For PTP, we raised $2,201.47. For the Kiwanis Family House, we raised $1,775.54. This exceeds all of our fundraising goals for the term. And for other charities, we also donated about $600 for that too. So these actually all exceeded our fundraising goals at the beginning of the term. So now we're going to move on to total hours. So in total, in terms of service, we raised, we served a total of 7,333 hours and 20.25 hours. In terms of leadership, we served almost 11,000 hours, and for fellowship, we served 10,762 hours. And those are our club totals, grand totals for the entire year. So give it up to yourselves. Yeah, we couldn't have accomplished any of these without you, so give it up for yourselves.
Wow.
Awesome. All right, so now I'm going to call upon Alan D. Jabra and Ethan Chen to present this year's Fullerton's Most Likely.
All right. Thank you so much for that. All right, we will be talking about or presenting the Fullerton's Most Likely, the FMLs. So me and Ethan will alternate between each person, and yeah, if you want to do a power clap or anything, that would be appreciated. All right. So go to the next slide. Start. All right. So. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll go right away. So Fullerton's most likely to watch K-drama all night and forget to sleep. Abigail and.
Ooh, okay. Fullerton's most likely to be fasting during any food hangout is going to be Adam DJ Abra.
Oh, yes. All right. Fullerton's most likely to become the Speaker of the House. Adriana Inacio.
Very nice, very nice. Fullerton's most likely to respond with a meme. Adolfo Alan Garduno.
Woo.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to sleep through an alarm. Elena Liu.
Fullerton's most likely to master K-pop group dance. Alex Tran. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
David.
Fullerton's most likely to 1v1 LeBron James. Alexis Abusio.
Fullerton's most likely to be a SpongeBob animator. Alyssa Gomez.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to hide that they watch anime. Amy Pham.
Fullerton's most likely to show up late to a meeting with fast food. Andrew Humsky.
Wow. Fullerton's most likely to become the next Ash Ketchum. Andrew Lau.
Yeah. Fullerton's most likely to give you great life advice. Andrew DeHaro. Wow.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to be the next American Ninja Warrior. Angelina Klinkenberg.
Fullerton's most likely to be the biggest smile in the room. Annie Dang.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to sell you poke. Ashley Messino.
Fullerton's most likely to be addicted to service. Benjamin DeStore. Woo!
Not bad.
Fullerton's most likely to be jamming out to High School Musical party at a party. Brandon Tran.
Fullerton's most likely to save your life. Brittany Nguyen. Wow. Nursing major powers.
Fullerton's most likely to run for district governor. Brittany Chow.
Yes! And Fullerton's most likely to vlog your daily life. Brooklyn Brumley.
Wow.
Woo! Wow.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to go on an adventure in SD. Bruce Casanaz.
That's right.
Yes.
Fullerton's most likely to wear an Aiko shirt. Brian Lee. Interesting.
All right.
Next.
XT.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to get assassinated in family competition. Bryant Nguyen.
Fullerton's most likely to get TikTok famous. TikTok famous, by the way. Caden Tran.
Wow. Fullerton's most likely to carry the team on League of Legends. Christina Lamb.
Oh, dang, the big boss. Fullerton's most likely to turn her homework into art. You guys already know it. Christine Nguyen.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to talk for hours about accounting. Clifford King.
Fullerton's most likely to one-up someone if challenged. Daniela Mena.
Wow. All right. Next up.
One-up.
Fullerton's most likely to be a personal stylist. Daniela Vasquez.
Fullerton's most likely to comfort you with a set of Hot Wheels. Danny Trum.
Heck yeah. All right. Fullerton's most likely to ace a class without studying. Douglas Shimizu.
Big brain, big brain. Douglas Shimizu. Fullerton's most likely to eat dino nuggets with rice. LZ Mazuka.
Oh, wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to get a modeling contract. Emery Sanglang.
Hey, A1. That's our model right there.
Heck yeah.
Fullerton's most likely to cry while watching a horror movie. Emily De Los Santos.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to make all the haters cry. Emily Pham.
Oh, gotta make the haters hate. What? Oh,
Oh, I will do this one as well. Fullerton's most likely to be an essential worker. Ethan Chen.
it's not even most likely. That is like that is a thing. Oh no. Fullerton's most likely to find a foodie hotspot. Now, you guys know our biggest foodie is for Nguyen.
Heck yeah. All right, next up, Fullerton's most likely to fail a spelling test. Garrett Moore.
Fullerton's most likely to save your life during a CKI event. Which nursing major is it? Hannah Romay.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to take his clothes off during or while pooping. Henry Pham.
I hate this.
Fullerton's most likely to start a studio Ghibli marathon. Hyunjin Park.
Oh, wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to buy all the BTS albums in a K-pop store. Isabel Barajas.
Woo-hoo. Fullerton's most likely, and actually most likely, to get pentaplat. James Balancio.
Heck yeah. All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to make the best dish at any potluck. James Tran.
James, the best chef. Fullerton's most likely to say that everything is fine, when it really isn't. Jocelyn Dip.
All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to compete in the professional eating contest. Jason Nguyen. And he did finish the 100 nuggets during that board live stream, so yeah.
Almost. Fullerton's most likely to make the best Yo Mama joke. Jehu Jagwe.
Heck yeah. All right. Fullerton's most likely to critique the way you drink boba. Jenny Lee.
Fullerton's most likely to lose her keys and wallet. No, it's not Joe this year. It's Jenny Savin.
All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to be a weatherman. John Avellino.
Fullerton's most likely to randomly get you boba, even if you don't want it. John Nguyen.
Oh. All right. Fullerton's most likely to do the Habibi dance. Jonathan Tran.
Fullerton's most likely to marry Jungkook. Y'all already know who this is. Josie.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to be awesome. Danica Hyo.
Fullerton's most likely to be supportive for everyone. Diana Tran.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to go eat at Pokiko. Eric Chu.
Fullerton's most likely just to be a wholesome friend. Heather Solis.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to hit the floor at an event. Jackie Chang.
That's right. Fullerton's most likely to be a farmer. Josephine Chow.
Wow. All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to talk about the movie Your Name. Joshua De Leon. It is a great movie.
Yes, it's a great movie. Fullerton's most likely to dress well on any occasion. Juliana Kim. Wow.
Fullerton's most likely to light up the room with their smile. Justin Dip.
Yep. Besma, Besma.
Heck yeah.
Fullerton's most likely to call everyone their mom or dad. Justin Javier.
Wow. All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to be pro at airsofting. Justin Yaz.
Fullerton's most likely to become a professional photographer. Kayla No.
Heck yeah. Fullerton's most likely to drive all the way to LA for good food. Karch Caballo.
And Fullerton's most likely to create a webtoon. Cat Lou.
Heck yeah. All right.
Reader Comics.
Fullerton's most likely to be a mukbang star. Kathy Tran.
Wow. Follow her too. Fullerton's most likely to hike with flip-flops. Kelly Pham.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to vibe out to Lainey on her roof, and that is Kelly Quach.
Yeah, kick watch.
Heck yeah.
Fullerton's most likely to give it her all during service. Kelly Vu.
Wow.
Woo.
Fullerton's most likely to be in a YouTuber's entourage. Kevin Garcia.
Very nice. And then Fullerton's most likely to get rich from stocks. From dealing with stocks. Kevin Lee.
Heck yeah. All right. Fullerton's most likely to go to a rave. Kevin Tan.
Wow. Fullerton's most likely to post the dankest of all memes. Kevin Tran.
Heck yeah. Fullerton's most likely to get lost while driving. Kazel Bascos.
That's my little. Fullerton's most likely to call you a small child. Small child. Kim Nguyen.
Next, Fullerton's most likely to get mistaken for a lost child. Christina Masamoto.
Small child.
That's my grand.
Fullerton's most likely just to tell a great story. Lei Hak.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to like sports anime. Lillian Chan Nguyen.
Very nice. And then Fullerton's most likely to eat sushi with you. Long Do.
Wow. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to play Red Dead Redemption. Long Vu.
Fullerton's most likely to mosh pit at a Brookhampton concert. Lauren Padalina.
Oh.
Wow.
Fullerton's most likely to make a great mom. Melody Tran.
That's our Mama D. Fullerton's most likely to dye her hair in a rainbow color during quarantine. Michelle Hong.
Wow. Fullerton's most likely to be addicted to TikTok. Michaela Riley.
Fullerton's most likely to disown her big. Mo Sobaramisana.
Oh, wow. Fullerton's most likely to travel the world as a journalist. Momoko Watari.
Fullerton's most likely to be sponsored by Fire Wings. Nathan Dang.
Wow. All right. Fullerton's most likely to go on the British Bake Off. Neil McMaster.
Fullerton's most likely to DJ for every CKI event. Patrick Vaughn. DJ Pat in the house.
Yeah. All right. Fullerton's most likely to go to Disneyland just for the food. PC Sick.
Fullerton's most likely to be the ASI president. Ramon Aquino.
Wow. All right.
Oh.
Fullerton most likely to disown her problematic children. Rusty Tagorda.
Mama Charmer. Disown half her children. Fullerton's most likely to surprise you with his many talents, and this man is cultured. Ruben Lettucema. Oh, I'm sorry if I butchered that.
Yeah. Fullerton's most likely to rep Supreme. Ryan Valentin.
And then Fullerton's most likely to perform on Broadway. Sabrina Zavala.
Wow. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to get his master. Samir Mulgankar.
Fullerton's most likely to look unprepared for a group photo. You guys know it. Samuel Lee.
Heck yeah.
It's roast.
F in chats, y'all. Okay. All right, all right. All right. Fullerton's most likely to have an accident when you least expect it. Guess who that is? Sandra Chang. All right.
Fullerton's most likely to kill you with her fast turns. And we're talking about assassinations here. Sarah Yang.
Wow. All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to win in the gulag. Sunny Tan. Can we get a W in the chat, y'all? That's All right.
Fullerton's most likely to just ooh. Sophia Herrera.
Heck yeah. Let's get a ooh in chat, y'all.
Ooh, in chat.
All right.
Sophia's a no. Thanks.
All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to make a meme out of everything. Soren Kim.
Fullerton's most likely to tell you you're just straight wrong. Tara Huang.
All right. Next up, Fullerton's most likely to have stuffed animals as children. Teresa Nguyen.
Fullerton's most likely to be a diva on stage. Tuan Nguyen.
All right. Fullerton's most likely to be mistaken for beef noodle soup. Tony Fa.
Fullerton's most likely to give you movie recommendations. Trevor McBrayer.
Heck yeah. All right. Fullerton's most likely to dream about boba. You know who that is.
You know who that
Vibui.
Woo! That's me. Fullerton's most likely to share a first and last name with another member. Vido.
Wow.
Wow.
And last but not least, Fullerton's most likely to sing on her Snapchat and forget to sleep. Zoe Adril Amba.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We will now be passing the floor to, we'll be passing it on to Doug Lishimizu for the next talent act. So thank you, y'all.
All right, back at it again. Hello, everyone. So this is your final talent act of the night. So our next performers make up an iconic duo. These two people have known each other for a while, but now they're sharing their amazing synergy and talent with all of you here tonight. So singing a duet on to the piano version of Griffin and Slender's song, All You Need to Know, please welcome to the stage Elena Liu and Hannah Rome. Now I can't find the Zoom. Where's the Zoom call? Okay, there it is. Perfect. There we go. Bingo, bingo, bingo. All right. There it is. Y'all should see it. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's give it up.
Simple as can be, I got your hands in mine, and you don't have to listen carefully. I'll tell you 1,000 times. Anything you feel, put it all on me. All of your thoughts, I want everything. And when you get sad, like you do sometimes, put it all on me. Put it all on me. I'll lift you when you're feeling low. I'll hold you when the night gets cold. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. No love lost, we've got you and I. No clouds, we shoot them out the sky. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. Simple as can be, I'm gonna be around. And you know we got everything we need. Look at this thing we found. Anything you feel, put it all on me. Your fears and your thoughts, give me all of it. And when you get sad, like you do sometimes, put it all on me. it all on me. I'll lift you when you're feeling low. I'll hold you when the night gets cold. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. No love lasts, we've got you and I. No clouds, we shoot them out the sky. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. Simple as can be, I got your hands in mine. And you don't have to listen carefully, I'll tell you 1,000 times. It's all you need to know. No love lost, we got you and I. No clouds, we shoot them out the sky. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. I'll lift you when you're feeling low. I'll hold you when the night gets cold. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. No love lost, forget you and I. No clouds, we shoot them out the sky. You'll never have to be alone, and that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know. Thanks. Yeah. Tap on them.
All right, so let's give it up one more time for Elena and Hannah. Now invite either of y'all to speak a little bit about your talent act if you would like to. If not, that's completely fine. So take the stage.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. My only experience is singing in the shower, in the car, and at family parties when everyone is drunk. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that.
All right, very nice. Let's give it up one more time for the both of them. So that was the last of your talent acts tonight. So now I hand it over to Ethan Chen to present this year's membership recognition program recipients. So take it away, Ethan.
Hello again. Welcome. Water bottle. Anyways, welcome. Now I'll be presenting all the MRP recipients for this year's term. So you guys already know that we did a quick shout out to all the recipients during one of our meetings for those who received it. But we're gonna do one more big shout out towards the recipients this year, as well as showcase the award that we're gonna give them, which is subject to change, but this is the current template for the awards that you're getting. For the MRP gifts, you guys will be getting a sticker that I will be creating in the process, and I will ship it out with something else as well with the award. So let's get right into it. So starting off with the MRP for bronze, we have the following candidates. We have Jeremiah Abano. Following this, we have Karch Cavallo. I'm sorry, I'm lagging out. 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so going forward again, so that we had Annie Dang. We also have Long Do. Following this, we have Sophia Herrera, Dayton Lee, Jenny Lee, Christina Matsumoto, Trevor McBride, Kayla No, Emily Pham, Emery Salalam, Jenny Savin, Kaden Tran, Jonathan Tran, Kevin Tran, and finally Kathy Tran. Okay, so for silver, we have James Balancio, V. Bui, Bruce Casanes, Joshua
Not in
De
order.
Leon, Michelle Hong, Justin Javier.
Just read off the slide. Ethan is not in order.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not in order. Well, whatever. Okay. So Michelle Hong, Joshua De Leon, Bruce Casanes, V. Bui, James Balancio. Why is that? Daniela Vasquez, Melody Tran, Michaela Riley, Kelly Quatch, Kelly Pham, Josephine Pham, Lauren Padalina, Teresa Nguyen, Kim Nguyen, John Nguyen, Jason Nguyen, Ford Nguyen, and then finally for gold MRP, we have the following candidates, recipients: Amy Pham, Christine Nguyen, Elizabeth Mazuka, Elena Liu, Samuel Lee, Lei Hack, Adam DeJabra, Eric Chu, and then Platinum MRP. We have the following recipients: Douglas Shimizu, Henry Pham, Garrett Moore, Kevin Lee, Christina Lamb, Benjamin Destor, Brittany Chow, and finally, Sandra Chang. Alright, that's just one more big shout out to all the recipients this year and their dedication towards service. Alright, and then now I'm gonna call Lei Hak to present the end of the year slideshow.
Hello everyone. I was registering from the previous term. Now, now here's a compilation of events throughout the past term. I hope you all enjoy.
Yeah, I doubt myself, and I'm too proud to ask for help. When you see me beside myself, I don't have to explain it, baby. Yeah, I'm over picking fights and trying to mend it with the height. Don't wanna know that I'm not right. I never have been lately. Yeah, sometimes I need someone to pick me up, overdose my mind with the things I love. You can take me there when my heart beats free. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you make me feel good. I like it. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you make me feel good. I like it. You make me feel good. Yeah, I get overwhelmed break the pressure. And now it's you stressing, thinking it mattered. Stay with you for hours, but it feels like seconds. It's only moments and I'm in heaven. It's only moments and I'm in heaven. Oh, you make me feel good. You make me feel good. You make me feel good. I like it. Take my hand in the middle of the crisis. Pull me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you make me feel good. I like it. Na, 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 na. Oh, na, 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 na.
Yeah. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. But we are two worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Am I your fire, your one desire? Yes, I know it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a thought. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah. No matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are my fire, the one desire. You are. Don't wanna hear you say nothing ain't nothing but a mistake. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a thought. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a thought. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. 'Cause I want it that way.
All my life been hustling and tonight is
is my appraisal. Cause I'm a hooker selling songs and my pimp's a record label. This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders. So I do the deed, get up and leave a climber and a sadist, yeah. Are you ready for the sequel? Ain't ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up pieces, pieces. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it. Friends are happy for me, or they're honeysuckle phonies. Then they celebrate my medals, or they wanna take my trophies. Some are loyal soldiers, while these other thorns are rosy. And if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely. Oh, are you ready for the sequel? Ain't ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up pieces, pieces. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it, I made it. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it, I made it. I see it, I want it, I take it, take it. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it. Mama, best believe it. Mama, best believe it. Think I must be dreaming. What a weekend dreaming. Mama, best believe it. Mama, best believe it. Think I must be dreaming. Hey, look, ma, I made it.
Right. Who are we? Minecraft. Who are we? Minecraft.
First, the townspeople noticed their items went missing.
Alrighty, I hope you all enjoyed. Now can I have Adam for the for the senior recognition.
All right. Hello, everyone. That was an amazing slideshow. Thank you, Lei, for putting that together. And yeah, so we actually have a few people that are going to be graduating. So you just want to recognize them. So yeah, here we go. If you can give please a power clap for every person, and yeah. So Hyunjin Park, a BA in Art History. Clifford J. Kang, a BA in Business Admin with accounting and also ISDS. Jackie Chang with a BA in Business Admin, specifically accounting. Me, Adam G. Jabra, a BA in Business Admin, marketing. Andrew Dohara, a BA in Business Admin, specific marketing as well. Justin Deep, a BA in Business Admin with Business Analytics. Next is Patrick Vong, a BA in Business Admin, specifically Business Analytics, and a minor in Marketing. So really nice. Amy Cao, a BA in Business Admin and specifically ISDS. Josephine Chow, a BS in Child and Adolescent Development. All right. Kevin Garcia, a BA in Cinema and Television Arts. All right. Next, Jenny Lee, a BA in Communication Studies. And next, James Tran, a BA in Communications, specifically Advertising. And next up, we have Kevin Tran, a BA in Communications, specifically Entertainment and Tourism. John Avellino, a BA in Geography. Next is Neil McMaster, a BS in Health Science. Next, we have our own president, or past president, Henry Pham, with a BS in Mechanical Engineering. Next, Ruben Letsama, a BA in Psychology. And then next up is Lee Dang with a BS in Public Health and a minor in French. And then we have Melody Tran, a BS in Public Health. And then Tina Lee, a BS in Public Health. And last but not least, PC Seek, a BA in Sociology. So can we all have a round of applause for all the graduating seniors? And yeah, next up is actually just a little quick speech for the graduating seniors. So, all right. Every year we go through the sadness of having to say goodbye to our graduating seniors. This year we have 21 seniors graduating this year that have all announced their name. They have dedicated so much of their time to this organization, and we know that in the future they will continue to serve service leaders for our communities. Without their love, support, and their hilarious, caring personalities, who knows where we could be in the club. We hope nothing but the best for them in the future. I know these seniors will take on the memories, sacrifices, and friends of Circle K with them forever. On behalf of Circle K, I would like to thank these seniors for the dedication to the club. Thank you, everyone. And please make sure to talk to your seniors, even though we graduate, still reach out to them, say congrats, and that'd be really nice, they really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll be presenting Sandra Chang for driver recognition.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here tonight to present driver awards. Thank you to our members who have consistently gone above and beyond in being of service to our home club by waking up in the early hours to scoop up members from their homes and drive long distances for service events. We understand that this is no easy feat, especially with other responsibilities that you may have and the amount of service events we have in a term. So with that being said, I would like to recognize the following individuals for driving members to service events during the 2019-2020 term. Elena Liu, Amy Pham, Annie Day, Bruce Casanes, Caden Tran, Clifford Kana, Daniela Mina, Danny Trung, Douglas Shimizu. Oh, and this is a special shout out to one of our honorary members, Erica Wei. Thank you for providing carpool. So shout out to Erica Wei. Eric Chu. Ethan Chen. Ford Nguyen. Garrett Moore. Hannah Romay. Henry Pham. Hyunjin Park. Jason Nguyen, Jehu Jokwe, Jenny Savin, John Nguyen, Jonathan Tran, Josephine Chow, Josephine Pham, Joshua De Leon, Justin Javier, Kayla No, Karsh Kabala, Kathy Tran, Kelly Quach, Kevin Garcia, Kevin Lee, Kevin Tran, Kim Nguyen, Lillian Nguyen, Melody Tran, Michelle Hong, Michaela Riley, Mo Subramasana, Nathan Dang, Ryan Valentine, Sabrina Savala, Sunny Tan, Sophia Herrera, Trevor McBrayer, and that's going to be it for Driver Awards. Thank you so much for providing carpool. Now I'd like to call Adam and Ethan back to present superlatives.
Before we bring Adam and Ethan on to superlatives, we wanted to just do a quick little PSA. If I could have Elena come on.
Hi, just a small reminder that the raffle prizes, the raffle opportunity drawing is going to be going on later, so make sure to get those raffle tickets and purchase them. I will be sending the link in the chat if you guys want to join me. Yeah, and thank you.
All right, thank you for that. So now we're going to be moving on to the next part. So I'd like to bring up Adam and Ethan to do our superlatives.
All right. So these are actually superlatives that y'all voted for. So we posted the form. We had like over a month to vote on it. So yeah. So these are the winners for the superlatives, and yeah, let's get started. So for best smile, it is presented to Hannah Romy.
Wow.
And you can give a power clap for each person.
Okay. And for the superlative, where the best dancer is going to be presented to Resty Tagorda.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow.
All right. Up next for best dressed is presented to Justin Dip.
Wow. For the superlative of the best driver, it's going to be Kevin Lee.
Wow, wow, wow. All right. Next up is Best Gamer, and that's presented to Sunny Tan.
Very nice. For the person who's the best gym partner, it's going to be Jason Nguyen.
Wow. All right. Next up is Best Instagrammer, and that's presented to Emily Pham.
For the next one, for the superlative for the best memes, it's going to be Adolfo Allen.
Wow. All right. Next up is Best TikToker, and that is presented to Michaela Riley.
And the superlative for Daddy of the Year is going to be Adam DiGiabra. Woo! That's the Habibi.
Gosh. All right. Next up is Friend of the Year, and that's presented to Josephine Pham. Wow.
For the superlative of Fullerton's Bachelorette, we're going to have Brittany Chow. Wow.
All right. Next up is the Fullerton's Bachelor, and that's presented to Emery Sanglang.
Wow. For the Mommy of the Year, we're going to have Melody Tran. That's our mommy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Melody.
All right. And next superlative for Most Clumsy, that's presented to Jenny Lee.
For the superlative of Most Contagious Laugh, it's going to be Amy Pham.
Oh, wow. All right. For the next superlative, the Most Gullible, is presented to Josephine Pham. F in chat.
That's fair. That is the most vulnerable. But the most vulnerable for injuries is gonna be Sandra Chang.
Oh, another F for chat.
That's
No,
another
F in chat.
Another-
Major F's in chat.
All right. All right. And then next up, for the best procrastinator, presented to Samuel Lee.
Wow.
All right. And that will be that'll be all for us. Next, Henry, present the last two special ones.
There's the.
Oh,
there's
actually,
that one.
oh yeah, I lied. I will actually say one more. So next up, for best or inspiration of the year, y'all voted for our very own past president Henry Pham.
Wow.
Wow, we can get a round of applause
Sir
for him.
Pham.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you so
All
much, Henry. I'll be passing on to you for the last two.
All right. I wanted to take over these last two superlatives just because I felt like they should have a little bit more attention. So the next superlative that we're going to be introducing is the General Member of the Year superlative, and we also have another superlative, the Alumni of the Year. So I just wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about these individuals, just because I feel like this is kind of this special award, and actually I got them plaques. The plaques did not arrive in time, unfortunately. Shipping stuff, but they're on their way. So you people, you have plaques. But for General Member of the Year, there's no words that can describe how much this person has put in. They quite literally started off right at the beginning of the term, and they were a spring member, and from the very start they did so much, and as time progressed they started getting even more involved. I remember this person just wanted to carpool to a service project, and I was this person's driver, and I ended up being like 20 minutes late to picking them up. And keep in mind, this person could have just driven themselves there, but I just like failed this person. But that's just a nice little story to start with them. But they got involved in pretty much every single committee possible. Well, not every committee, but they got involved in most committees, and they have always been a constant presence within our club. They've done many things, ranging from hitting platinum MRP, going out and helping with arts for service. A lot of you probably know who this person is already, and they have been recognized already for this particular award, but this goes on the home club level, and this award would have been presented to this person regardless, and they really do deserve this award. So I present, and just like quick backstory, I do genuinely believe that general member is the most important position, and it's also one of the hardest positions because you have no responsibility, so you have no responsibility, which means that everything that you do is in your own hands, and it's truly a testament to how much a person really loves this club, and it's by how much they do as a general member. So without further ado, I'd like to present the General Member of the Year superlative to, you guessed it, Garrett Moore. Woo. Yeah, I'll leave a couple seconds for you to enter your stuff in the chat, I guess. So congrats, you have a plaque incoming, Garrett. All right, up next, this person also receives a plaque, but I'll be talking about the Alumni of the Year award now. So I met this alumni, I believe, in my second year of CKI, around my second year, and I think I might have seen them around my first year. But this person has been a constant presence, and they were actually a transfer when they joined our club, and I wasn't too familiar with this person, but I always saw them at different events. I particularly remember seeing this person at Snowshow 2017, I believe, Snowshow 2017, and that's when I really started to notice this person's presence a lot more. And ever since this person has graduated, They've done so much for our club. They have been a constant presence. They've went to our 24-hour service. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty. They have participated in our family system. They help be a mentor to all of our members. I really appreciate this person because every time something really big happens or anything happens with the club, this person always messages me and they're like, "Hey, congrats, Henry. Really proud of you for all these things." And it really means a lot, and it's a really special experience. It's just seeing this person around all the time. They've been a constant support to us. They helped us out through elections. You might recall this person counting a lot during elections. I know elections was really long for a lot of us, but this person was a big help. So some of you probably know who this person is already. You may know them to be the person that says some inappropriate things sometimes, but I know this person to be the one to always be a friend to our club. So I'd like to present the Alumni of the Year award to Mike Hayes. I think he's in this call, right? I forgot to say this earlier, but all right, let's let the chat move for a bit. All right. Yes. Really proud of you, Mike. Thank you for always being support for us. So I don't mean to steal the spotlight, but we're gonna backtrack really quick to Garrett because I forgot to say this. But Garrett, did you want to say anything? I guess after receiving this award, or any speech moment for you? If not, it's okay too.
Just thanks. Ever since I joined the club, I've known that this is something I really want to put everything into. So I hope that all of you guys can find that kind of passion to put all your energy and help create these same moments for future members. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, Mike, did you want to say anything or give any, parting or advice words to others?
Hey, thank you so much. That was unexpected. I greatly appreciate it, and I love being able to be part of the club and see how hard you guys work, how far you've come, how much you've grown, even after graduating. And just to those of you that are newly graduated, just remember that the door's always open to hang out with the club. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. So that's gonna be it for this award. Oh, just kidding. We got one more award to present, but I'm actually not gonna be the one that's presenting this. So I'd like to call on Amy to present our Kiwanian of the Year award.
Okay. Thank you. So I just want to say that Kiwanians, they just like Circle K, they help their communities a lot, and they also help their SLPs branches. So they help us and Heat Club a lot. And I just want to give this award to a specific Kiwanian. This Kiwanian supported our club throughout the term. Especially for me as Kiwanis family chair, this person helped me a lot with providing me with volunteer opportunities and supplies. You guys probably seen him or this person at an event, and they're also they support their club and their division a lot. So if Kiwanians in this here tonight, you guys would know this Kiwanian that deserve this award so much. And I would like to give this award to Lamont Muir. Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah. So this Kiwanian, he's so sweet. He helped me a lot with Kita College, and provided supplies for Kiwanis Family Barbecue. And he's the Lamont really he's the type to go out of his way to just provide help even when you don't ask for it. And even at an event where you're supposed to be appreciating like Hawaiians, like he just helps you anyways. And I'm like, no, don't. But yes, so this award goes out to him. So yeah, and I would like to sorry, now I call Henry to close out this banquet with his outgoing speech.
Great. I guess I'll start now. Oh man. Okay. Let me pull out. Thing. I should turn off this music, huh? Okay. All right. So, for those of you that don't know, this is actually our club's 15-year anniversary. And I remember a couple months back before everything kind of went down, I really wanted our banquet to be a special one. And I wanted to make it this grand celebration, invite all of our alumni from like the beginning of time, starting from Brent Powers all the way till now. Well, Brent Powers was not the beginning of time, but he was our rechartering president, so he was the one that got our club up and running and the club has been running ever since then. We have been a while. We have been around longer than that, but this is kind of our most known history, which is up to 2005. So it's been 15 whole years since our club has been rechartered by Brent Powers, and it's a crazy thought. I feel very humbled by all the people that came before me, and every single president that put in so much hard work for this club. You know, Brent. You know, again, he is like beyond, man. He served 3 whole terms as president. I give a lot of props to people that serve 2 terms, but 3 terms is just unbelievable. As president too, I could barely even imagine doing 2 terms. But I just want to give a big shout out to all of the alumni. I'm gonna be shouting out specific. Is my music not off? I thought I turned it off. Oh, whoops. Okay. But he is the legend, and he's done so much for us. Where was I? Right. Okay. All the alumni. So I'll be shouting out specific ones later on in the speech, but I wanted to give a general shout out to every single officer, every single general member that came through this club these past 15 years, and I want to thank them for keeping this club up and running for so long. Because of what they have done, you know, I was able to join. I was able to come in as just a lost freshman that didn't know what he was doing, and this club gave me a home. It gave me really like the best 5 years of my life, and I am eternally grateful to this club. And I'm not gonna cry, by the way, so don't even don't even try. This club has really given me some of the best years I've ever had, and it's because of all the hard work that people have put in. So thank you. I remember I remember my first year coming in. I remember I didn't want to join this club. I came into the first meeting, and I just I was overwhelmed. I felt there was way too much energy in the room. Some of you have heard the story already, but for those of you that haven't, I guess this will be your first time hearing it. But I actually was very off-put by this club. I thought, you know, people were just too crazy. There's too much energy, and I decided not to come back. And I thought, you know, I thought no one would really care, because you know, I was just some prospective member that came into the meeting. You know, who's gonna notice if he didn't come back? But surprisingly enough, the VPA at the time, Christopher Riley, he actually he text messaged me, and he actually messaged me. He said, "Hey, I noticed you didn't come back for this meeting. Is everything okay? Are you doing all right?" And I was really shocked. I was like, someone's actually paying attention that I didn't leave. And you know, that's like the first realization that, you know, this organization was a really special group. It was real people that actually cared if you came, cared if you left. And I was just blown away, and I didn't know what to think of it. And after that message, that's when I decided to give the club another shot. And 5 years later, here I am giving an outgoing president speech. Who would have known? But I guess this is part of my first lesson that I want to, or my first parting advice that I want to give to everyone in this club. And it's that, the smallest things that you can do for someone can ultimately have one of the biggest impacts ever. If he did not send me that one text message that day, I would not be here today. So never underestimate how much of an impact that you can make within this club. Never undermine any of your efforts. The smallest things, these smallest things can really make or break someone's experience. So I just hope that all of you keep that in mind, and that you can take this as an example to in the future maybe go a little bit above and beyond your call of duty. And this just applies to everything in life. If you want really great things to happen, if you want change to happen, going above and beyond is always the way. So that's just, I guess, my first piece of advice I want to give to everyone. I remember being on board for the first time, so my first shout out, I want to give a shout out to my 2017-2018 board. You were my first board. I won't go down and name every name, but you all know who you are. You were kind of my training wheels, I guess, into leadership. Up until this point, I had never really taken any leadership roles in this club, and I was scared. I remember the very first night of elections, I was finally elected, and then I just walked out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm the vice president of service. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never planned a service project in my life. I've never been on board. I've never taken any leadership role before, or any major leadership role in this club, and I was so scared. And but everyone on board kind of comforted me a lot, and going through the first few board meetings, I really started getting used to this club, and I started to realize that oh, okay, maybe I do have some potential for leadership, maybe. But I want to give just a big shout out to my board at that time. You all helped me through a lot, more than you know. It's kind of like an inside thing with all of us, but I was going through a lot during that term, and I told all of you about it, and all of you were the reason I stuck around, because I very much contemplated leaving, but ultimately it was my board, and it was everyone else in this club that kept me here. So thank you for that. I'm going to give the next shout out, or actually, it's not a shout out, but to my 1920 board. I'm going to give each of you your individual spiel, but this is kind of a general spiel right now. Thank you for bearing with me this whole year. I know we've been through a lot together. Really, I don't think any board's going to have quite an experience quite like ours. Whether it be our very first board retreat, trying to wake up either Elena or Samuel in the morning. That is always going to be probably the hardest part of board retreat. Yeah, y'all don't even know how hard it was to wake them up. We had to deflate their beds and just blast music just to get them up. I remember our very first board retreat, and I remember the second one, and I really hope that we can get that final board retreat. But thank you for so many fun memories this year, all the funny moments we had at our board meetings, all the little things. I know board meetings aren't always the fun to be at, or aren't always the most fun to be at. We always got to go through board reports, got to go through discussion. We've had a lot of serious moments, but it really was something that I looked forward to every week, and I was really happy to see all of you. So when our board meeting stopped, I guess it felt a little bit empty for a while. I mean, except for those of you that went on to next board. All of you have to re-continue your board meetings. But thank you all for bearing with me. I know we had a lot of rough times and we had to make a lot of rough decisions, but I'm glad that I was able to make it with you all. So here kind of come in the whole list of shout outs. So if you guys didn't know, a president's speech is basically, oh, I'm going to talk about my CKI journey. And then it's just a bunch of like shout outs to like everyone that kind of like culminated the whole journey. So I wanted to start off this by shouting out all of my president counterparts. So I want to start off this shout out to my citrus cuties. We like to call ourselves the kumquats. So I don't know if any of you are in this call. I hope you're in this call. I'm not going to say it, Bruce, but my fellow kumquats, I want to thank all of you for being my support throughout this whole term. Really big shout out to Anne, actually. I don't think she's in this call, but Anne was a really big part of my I guess my introduction into all the presidents. She was the first president that ever kind of reached out to me as president to president. She messaged me one day and she was like, Henry, can I use your memes for A-board apps? can I use it for my A-board apps? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And that's kind of how we all started. And like we were going through our journeys, you know, we were freaking out about A-board apps. We were literally messaging each other. We're like, oh my gosh, it's like 30 minutes before our applications are due and no one has sent anything in. So yeah, this is also a call out for all of you that sent in your A-board apps within like the last hour and gave all of us on E-board a heart attack. Yeah, that was not cool, but you know, I still love y'all. Thank you for applying, love it. Extra special shout out to Elena for sending it in at 11:59 p.m. on the dot. I'm calling you out specifically because I remember that very clearly. But where was I going with this? Right. Presidents, right. I was talking about my presidents. So thank you to all of my citrus cuties. Going through President's Retreat with you, going through everything with you was a lot of fun, and it's really a lot of memories that I'm never going to forget. I want to give another special shout out to my group. We call ourselves the Late Night Simp. So it consists of Jeffrey Lin from UCLA and Joey Young from Pasadena City College. I think Joey might be in this call. I don't remember or not. But if either of you are in this call, this is for you. You really did make my journey way more than I was ever expecting it to be. You were some of like the driving presidents that really let me feel connected with all of CNH. You know, I never really felt myself too close with all the presidents until I started talking to you two. And we've had a lot of late night conversations, like way too many. And I want to thank you for being awake at like 4 a.m. for whenever I needed someone to talk to. Literally, like I could be messaging them at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and one of them's gonna be awake, like no question. They have never failed to be awake, and I know it's really bad, and you know we should be sleeping earlier in the day. But I want to thank you for always being pretty much online. Like there's never been a day where I've messaged the chat and these two were sleeping. So I want to give a big shout out to all of you for listening to me and kind of having a lot of deep conversations throughout the night. So thank you to all of my counterparts in all CNH. Really appreciate all of you. Up next, I want to give shout out to You're Never Gonna See Me Cry, Joey. I want to give a shout out to my parents. I actually don't talk about them that often, but my parents have been so patient with me throughout my 5 years. My parents are not the biggest fan of CKI just because it takes away a lot of time, and there's been a lot of days where I don't really get to spend too much time with my family. And it's been hard sometimes, especially the terms that I was on board. My mom would always get really frustrated because I'd never be home, and I'd feel really bad about it. um, but my mom's been really patient with me, and every time I tell her that I need to like go out for a weekend, whether it be for district convention or fall training conference, my mom's always like, oh, yeah, all right, it's okay. Just make sure, you buy your mom and dad a house when you're a big rich engineer, okay? I want at least 2 houses, okay? And I'd be like, all right, mom. um, but I really love my parents, and uh, they've always been my support system. So I want to thank them for being so patient with me all these years. I'm gonna have lots and lots of time to spend with them now that I'm graduated and I pretty much have way too much free time. We probably see each other too much now because of lockdown, but it's been really nice just being able to talk with them. Oh yes, what time are we at? How long have I been going at this for? I don't think it's that long, right?
15 minutes.
Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I thought it was longer. This is perfect. Okay, but big shout out to my parents. Up next, I want to give a big shout out to a series of alumni. So big shout out to RJ. I don't know if he's in this call. Maybe. If he is, RJ, it's for you. You were one of the. Oh, nice. Thanks, Angela. RJ, you are one of the few people in this club that I can kind of talk about certain anime and manga with. You're one of the few people that are caught up on pretty much every manga that I'm caught up on. So it's really great being able to talk with you literally every week. Ooh. Amber? Oh. All right, I think probably a lot of you got a notification maybe. Where was I going with this? Right. So not in addition to that, RJ, you've been with me literally since day one. We've gone through everything together. We went through board together. We got our hairs dyed together. We've done everything together, and you've been really great support to me. I remember we didn't really talk that much at first, but then really literally one day, RJ just messaged me out of the blue with a picture of a capybara. I don't know if you know what those are, but it's like this big, like possum rat looking thing. It's like super huge, and he's like, "I want one." And I was like, "Bro, we we have like not talked at all," and then you just messaged me out of nowhere. "I want a capybara." I was like, "All right." But that was how we kind of started talking, and we've been on a lot of adventures together, and you were one of the few people that I got to go through my entire CKI journey with. Similarly to RJ, I also want to give a shout out to CJ. For those of you that don't know, RJ and CJ have kind of been like the dynamic kind of like duo since our first year in CKI. You would probably never see them not with each other. Yeah, they're practically brothers. And I don't know if CJ's watching. I hope he is. Yep. CJ has been with me along with this journey, with RJ as well. CJ is not a person that talks too much, but when he does, he always provides his insight. For those of you that were part of a certain group, which I won't name, you may know him formerly as the headmaster, and he has been pretty much the guy to go to whenever you need to pretty much talk about anything. CJ is probably one of the most reliable people that you can ever meet. I remember last New Year's 2019, my family was out of the country, so I was actually spending New Year's by myself, and CJ actually came through. He came over to my house, and then the two of us, we kind of just watched the countdown together, and I probably won't ever forget that. But CJ is probably the most reliable person I've ever met. I can probably call him anytime, and I'm sure he'd come through for me. So CJ, I really appreciate you. Um, we've had a lot of funny moments, especially during our little talks, but CJ, you are the man. All right, up next, I know this person's here because I've been seeing him message the chat every once in a while. This one goes out to Bautista, formerly, not even formerly, Bautista, aka, you know, Captain Hook. um, so Bautista is, he's also been with me since day one. My first interaction with him ever was, I think, when we were on FTC Skit Committee together. Shout out to everyone that's ever been on FTC Skit Committee. It's the best committee, all right? So he was actually in charge of the skit dance at the time, and my introduction to him was, you know, he was the dance teacher at the time. So he, you know, to all the dance teachers out there and all your dance littles, to the whole dance line, you know, Bautista is like the origin dancer. So for those of you that, you know, plan on doing that, hopefully FTC happens this year. I really hope it does. And if you do end up being a future dance teacher, you know, he is your great grand whatever, I don't know. But my my interactions with Bautista have evolved a lot. And for those of you that have known Bautista for all like my 5 years in Circle K, you would know that, you know, Bautista has changed a lot throughout the whole year. Or he hasn't changed, but I'd say if anything, kind of his like the club's perspective of Bautista has changed a lot. And Bautista has gone through a whole lot. And I gotta say, I really have a lot of respect for you and everything that you've went through. I remember our first like ever, I guess, heart-to-heart conversation we've ever had. I think it was either like that ride home from San Diego, or that one time we were at a certain event that rhymes with fling peption. Yeah, it was probably one of those two events, and we had this really like profound conversation with each other, and that was that was when we really connected with each other. And up until then, you know, we weren't too close, but after that, that's when our connection really started. And I want to thank you for being around and being such a support to me this whole year. You you have been more of a support to me than you might even know it. You know, all those like little things that you do, either whether it be showing up or sending me messages or just talking to me in person, sending me a phone call, you know, every little thing that you've said, you know, I always like really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for being so reliable. I remember you, me, and Bruce. You know, we were formerly known as kind of like the sad trio in January of 2019. But as like bad as it was back then, I feel like that brought us so much closer together. And we were not the sim trio. I'm not gonna call it that, but I feel like that really brought us closer together. And I'll never forget all the experience we went through together, all the dances we learned together, all the time that, you know, we've learned in FTC dance together. It's funny actually. I think, yeah, we've pretty much been a pretty big role in all of the FTC skits or anything. Thank you for being such a big part of not only my life, but being a big part of this whole club. You've done so much, and I hope you really know that you have been one of like the biggest examples in this club that, you know, you don't need a position to do so much. You have been, honestly, like you have been arguably one of the most influential people in this club. I think out of like, you know, we got all the big ones, you know, we got Brent, we got Jesus, we got Danny Haw, we got all these big people. But I think I would classify you on that list. And it's for the sole fact that you were literally the ultimate general member. the ultimate general member. I don't think anyone can ever like live up to what you've lived up to. So I hope you can be proud of all of your accomplishments. Up next, I want to give a big shout out. What's my time at now? Like what, 20, 26, 27, 25. All right, not too bad. I'm gonna try to like keep it under an hour. I promise you, it'll be under an hour. All right, up next is gonna be Angela. So Angela, I know you're listening to this as well. I hope you're listening. Okay, I'm gonna take this off because it's really hot right now, and I have been building up too much heat, so I cannot do this right now. Hey, don't say it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I formerly advertised this to be until 10 o'clock, so we should be okay anyways. Yes, heat transfer. That's actually one of my favorite classes in my undergraduate. It was a pretty fun class. Oh, God. Oh, this is much better. Okay. All right, where was I? Angela? You probably... Yeah, I'll be straight up. You kept me from resigning during my VPS term. I was probably going to resign roughly around January, February. You know, I'm not on board anymore, so I can use the R word. But for those of you that are on board, just know you can never joke about resignation. You probably shouldn't ever even use that word. But I'm done now, so I can talk about it. It was just the spring semester was a really hard term for me, and I didn't have the motivation to stick around, and I felt like I was kind of losing my place in CKI. But you kind of found out about everything that was going on around when it started happening, and you kind of called me, and when you first called me, I was kind of scared because I thought you were gonna like start roasting me or like being like, oh man, like why'd you sign up for this position if you weren't ready for it or something like that. But you just called me, and then you're just like, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know all the details, but I want you to know that you will always have your place in this home club, and that you've already heard this multiple times, right? I've told you this, but I guess we'll let everyone in this call know. But you called me and you said all those things, and then that was probably the moment I really remembered how much I love this club, and that no matter what I do, this club is still my home, and it's always a place that I can come back to. Even to this day, we still talk a lot, actually. But you are now my predecessor, but you're also my PR successor, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of like interesting how we started off in like very different places, but I guess our CKI journey kind of aligned in a way. But thank you for pretty much always being my support, not only through like that VPS term, but all of this year. You've been an amazing support to me, and you've always there to comfort me, or anytime I need to ask you about anything presidency related or ask you for any help, you're always there. You're always like, oh, I don't know, I forgot my whole term. that's what I hear most of the time. But most of the time you're pretty helpful. But then there's some times where I'll just like message you like, hey, what am I supposed to do? You're like, I don't know, I forgot everything. But you have been you've been a really great support to me all this time, so I want to thank you for that. Next person I want to shout out is Mike. So Mike, I already gave you my spiel when you got the Alumni of the Year award, but I'll touch up on it a little bit more, I guess. But you really have been one of like my like hidden supports this whole year. People don't really like know it, but you message me all the time, and you always show me how much like you appreciate what's going on, or you ask me if I ever need any help with anything, and it really goes a long way, and I always appreciate every time you message me, you ask for help. Um, remember, we've had a lot of moments where you'll say something that you probably should not be saying, and then I'm just like, classic Mike, classic Mike. uh, but all of you that know Mike, you probably know what I'm talking about at a lot of those moments, but that's really what makes you, you. So thank you for, yeah, I think for those of you that were with me since the beginning, or those of you that were at NMI this year, the biggest lesson I gave to everyone is to never apologize for being yourself. And I think Mike will never apologize for being himself, and he will continue to he will always be himself, and I love that. So thank you for being the classic Mike that you are, and thank you for always being my support. Next person I want to shout out, I really hope they're in this call, is Rafa. Rafa, are you in here? I don't know. Oh, I hope you're in here. Okay. Oh, hello, Rafa. Okay, you are in here. So thank you. You were, I guess I'll preface this. You were, actually, I won't press. You were one of my greatest supports when I was on board. You really helped me out with everything VPS related, and this is where I want to give a shout out to Helen, my predecessor on VPS. She was also a really great help. It's not to undermine her support, but Rafa, thank you for really everything. I feel like I messaged you a lot throughout the term. Literally, every time I came to planning something, whether it be 24-hour or just any project, I'd just be like, Rafa, what am I supposed to do? You have been a really amazing support to me, not only through position, but through anything CKI related. You've always reached out to me. You've always helped me out throughout everything. So I want to thank you for being a part of my life. You were one of along with some other people that I'm about to mention later, are one of my biggest role models I had when I joined this club. It was always, I feel like the Triforce, or there's more. I'm there's a lot of people that I would consider my biggest influences when I was in my first year, but just some name drops. It was always you, it was Alina, Senpai, Carl. All of you played a massive role into me deciding to stick around this club and deciding to take on a leadership role. I probably would have stuck around either way, but your whole group was the whole reason I felt the need to get into a lead. I felt inspired to get into a leadership position. So thank you for always being one of my biggest inspirations when I was first in this club. I was always really surprised to find out that you were just a second year. I always was under the impression that if you were on board, you needed to be an ancient old geezer or something, and that you needed to basically be a sage. So I was really surprised, and I was really inspired to go out and do more. So thank you for always being my support. I want to give the next shout out. I guess a quick little shout out since I brought her up, but Alina. Alina was my first MD&E. She was the first person to ever talk to me at a CKI meeting. Just want to give a little special shout out to her, and she's also been a really great part of my journey. Up next, I want to give a shout out to my very, very first CKI president, Judy Nguyen. But most of us from my generation, I hate using the word "my generation." makes it feel older than I should be. From my generation, we called her Senpai. So Senpai was, I think most of you in the club kind of know me as the person that poops a lot. But before I came in, Senpai was that person. So I remember when I first joined this club, she added me on Snapchat, and then, for those of you that don't know, she would often send people Snapchats of her like pooping. You know, it's not like not like anything like bad or inappropriate. It's just like literally, it's just her, like a picture of her, and it'll just be like poop, like a poop emoji or something. So she was that original person. She was the pioneer of poop snaps, as Bruce has said. Um, so she was actually, I am not the person, or I'm not the originator, but she was probably one of my biggest inspirations um, coming in, and probably one of my biggest inspirations in all of my CKI journey. I really looked up to her a lot because she always had so much like calmness and composure throughout the term. She never really, she never failed to, I guess, be such a positive influence to everyone. She was one of the people that drove me around all the time back when I didn't have a car. Drink some water. What's my time at? Cool. All right. So Senpai was literally driving me around all the time, and you know, I'll forever appreciate that. I think for those of you that don't have access to a car and you utilize carpool a lot, you'll probably understand this, but there's like a lot of guilt that's associated with going to events in general because you are lacking in transportation, and I felt that guilt all the time, and I felt very like, I felt like I was always like kind of like leeching off of people that, you know, oh, I should like figure out how to like transport myself to projects, and I always felt kind of guilty about getting carpool from other people. And you know, Senpai, she never made me feel guilty about it, and it's because of that you know, I was super motivated to, I guess, get my driver's license as quick as possible and kind of return the favor. So I mean, that spring semester I got my driver's license, and you know, I am always the first person to, or you know, I'll never ask anyone for gas money, or I'll never question anybody if they need carpool. I always want to just be the person to like help them get to CKI events, and Senpai was always the biggest influencer in that, and I'll always be appreciative of that. Oh yes, if you didn't know, I was supposed to go to my very first 24-hour service marathon my first year, but I had a driving test to take at that time, which I failed. So that was cool. But yeah, that Senpai has always been a really big role model for me. And then lastly, I just wanted to, there's like so many alumni that I can shout out, but I don't want to take up too much of this time. But I wanted to give kind of a big shout out to a certain like group of alumni. It's kind of like the, I don't really know what to call them, but it's kind of like the Garden Grove, Fountain Valley / LQ. LQ is my high school, by the way, kind of group of alumni. So it consists of like this group. Some of you may know them. It's, you know, it's Danny Nguyen, Kim Yubunjin, Yvette Huynh, Chris T, Long Do, and a lot more. For those of you that do know these people, that's like the general group. They were the first group of returning members that I was ever able to actually connect with. For those of you that have ever joined this club before, which means most of you have joined this club before, I would hope you have. It's very easy to cling on to new members, or to your fellow new members. You know, it's the people that you connect with. It's really easy to just, you know, connect with those people and stick with them. It gets really, you know, sometimes it can be really intimidating talking to like the older members, or what we generally call as the veteran members. Veteran members are like the people that have been around for like 3+ years. It can get really intimidating talking to them. But this group, when I first joined, they were kind of like the bridge that connected me to pretty much the rest of the club. Specifically, like Danny, he was the person that introduced me to like every returning member in the club, and he was a big part of my whole journey. You know, he would always take me out on adventures. He was also one of the people that drove me around all the time, and he'd introduce me to all these people. He'd take me out on like hikes every weekend with like different groups of people, and he'd always try to get me like assimilate into the club. and I'm always gonna appreciate that. I don't know if yes, he also took me to a Vietnamese coffee shop, and I will never forget that. Uh, I hope at least some of these people are in the call. If not, um, I hope they watch it later. But they were a big part of my whole CKI journey, and they still come around to support. You might see them every once in a while at alumni takeovers or different things, but they're always around, and they really did like cement me into CKI if I wasn't already cemented enough. But that's going to be enough for all the alumni shoutouts. So finally, we're going to go into board shoutouts. So now, hey, stop. Okay. I'm going to start with Christine. So Christine was one of like the very first new members that I ever met. I am not going to tear up. I will not cry. I swear. So where was I at? I'm at 40 minutes right now. All right. I can finish this up in time. All right. Should I get onions? Here, I got this. All right, guys. I just love my board so much. Right, Christine, you were first. I think you were the first, at least from board. Let me look. Yeah, you were the first new member that I met out of all the new members on board, and I remember taking you to service. Back to school shopping spree, I believe. I just picked you up one day, and I remember when I was picking you up, my like sole mission was to make sure you didn't escape CKI. So I tried to give you like the biggest rundown while we were driving, and I think you probably remember this, but while I was driving, I just like told you so much about CKI. I was like, all right, so this is gonna be really weird group of people. We get really rambunctious sometimes, but try not to be scared off. Sometimes the things we do might give you the impression that we're a cult, but I promise we're not a cult. I give you the whole rundown, be like, you're gonna hear people trying to get you to go to CKI South. You're going to hear about people trying to get you to go to FTC, Decon. You're going to hear a bunch of acronyms that you don't know, but please bear with us. If you like stick around for the journey, I promise you won't regret it. And I was like giving you this whole spiel the whole time, and I really didn't want you to feel like you were being scared off. So that's kind of like what I was going through. Yeah. Oh yes. Christine, I think out of everyone on board, has probably driven with me the most. We were carpool buddies for almost a semester before I ended up T-boning someone, and then my car was out of use. It's not my fault, by the way. But she's probably known my driving the most, and I imagine I can probably kind of picture that every time Christine's in my car, she probably like flinches every once in a while because of my driving. And if you know Christine, like she's like a big flincher, like the slightest thing, and she'd be like. So, Christine, I'm sorry for making you flinch all the time, whether it's like driving with you or just making loud noises. I hope that you at least enjoy some of our car rides together. But I really did have a lot of fun all those times in our car rides together. Thank you for being my first creative assistant for FTC committee. Once again, shout out to FTC Scoot committee. You and V were my first EAs. And you did a lot, and you did way more than I could have ever imagined. You just went above and beyond what I was ever expecting. And I am really sorry that I stressed you out a lot and I made you go through so much, through a lot of work. But thank you for bearing with me and making some like the most beautiful props and the most awesome costumes for our skit. You did a whole lot of work, and I remember we went through a very long journey together. So thank you for, I guess, bearing with me that year, and thank you for bearing with me for a whole nother year on board, dropping you request after request for decorations or whatever. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna move on to, oh wait, oh, okay. I'm gonna pause on board for a second. I misread. I have one more group to shout out, a very important group called Lifeline. I hope my big's in here. Okay, we're at 45. Okay, I'm probably gonna go over an hour. Sorry, y'all. But in my defense, my very first president, Senpai, her speech was 2 hours. All right, so that is like, that takes the cake. She had a 2-hour speech. All right. Anyways. I hope, I don't know, is my big Quay? I don't think you're in here. Are you in here? Maybe. I don't know if you are. I didn't forget about you. I swear. I just literally I have like this doc here, and it's just like a list of people I need to shout out, and then I forgot to look over Lifeline. But I don't. Yes, I don't think Quay's in here, but a big shout out to my big Quay for really everything. If you didn't know, Quay is like the ultimate CKI leader. She is like the leader of leaders. She is the CNH like Hall of Fame recipient and the Circle K International Hall of Fame recipient for 2018 or 2017. Sorry, for 2017 or 2018. She was known as the fossil because she spent 8 years in CKI, and she is honestly one of like the ultimate testaments that, you know, college is not a race. It really isn't, and you should take however long you need it is, and the fact that you made it to the end is really all that matters, and she was always like the biggest testament to that. But if you didn't know her, she has literally done everything that you can like possibly imagine. You know, she's served on the club level, she's been committee, she served as like a KFAM chair, she was president, she was on the district as an awards chair, she was on international as our sub-region B trustee, which is like top level. She was everything. Anything in Circle K you could have imagined, she did it. She was also district governor for like 2 weeks, which is actually pretty dope. So I'm very, very proud to call her my big. She was a really big inspiration to me, going through everything. She has done everything, and she is probably one of like the most insightful people. And if you ever need advice for anything, or you just need some ears to listen to, she is the person to go to. She's probably one of like the best like givers of advice, I would probably say. She is like the ultimate person. I remember I met her at a Key to Life. Shout out to Alex D. Nguyen for hosting that one. I don't think he's here. I don't imagine he's here, but if he is, then shout out to you. But that's where I met Quay, and she was literally hosting a workshop about public speaking. But yeah, it was a public speaking workshop. And she's like, yeah, what are my qualifications? I have hosted hundreds of workshops. And I'm just like, whoa. So she's been doing everything, and she's been a really big inspiration to me, and she always helps push me forward, I guess, and really is kind of like the definition of what it means to strive and do more in Circle K. So I hope that for those of you that have kind of been in her same shoes, that I hope that, you know, you can kind of use her as a role model too. Up next, should I do descending? Okay, I'm gonna do inverted pyramid order. So I'm gonna start with my great grands. So I hope that you're in here, Adriana and Christina. Are you in here? I think Christina's in here. I'm not sure if Adriana's in here. If they are, Adriana, I am really, really proud of you. I remember meeting you for the first time at, I believe, Kaboom, and I remember the most like memorable thing you said to me was, or not to me, but you said it to like our group chat, and you were like, you didn't join the club yet. You were completely fresh out of high school, and then you just went to one service project with us, and you were like, "Hi, it was really nice meeting everyone, and I'm really excited to spend the next 4 years of my life with all of you." And I was like, "Wow, so much determination," and I was like, that's when I like really, I was really happy, and I was like, she's going places. She's probably going to be like district governor or something someday. That's what I was thinking, but that was that. And then Christina, you have probably heard us, but literally every time we see each other, we're just like, great grand. And you can see it in the chat right now too, all the time. Christina, you are amazing. I remember being in, looking at the board chat during our first Seaside social, and then the board chat was being messaged, and then I think it was Ethan, someone was like, "Oh my gosh, dude, this new member Ubered to Seaside." We were like, "What?" we were like, we messaged her. We were like, "Christina, please, you don't have to Uber. We have carpool. Please use the carpool." She was one of the few new members that had to hop between her meetings with, I believe, her JCC, right? Or it's JCC, right? That's the meeting you were hopping between. NSU, sorry, my bad. Nikkei, right, okay. You had to hop between NSU and us every once in a while, and I gotta give you a lot of props. I probably would be too lazy to meeting hop every week, but because of that, you ended up Ubering to Seaside. But from that moment on, I just knew, I was like, this person's gonna stick around. Like when I met like both you and Adriana, I already knew that you were gonna be a part of this club for pretty much ever. And I was very excited to find out that you were my great grands. So shout out to Amy for picking them up. So now we're gonna go in the next order. Okay, honestly, I'm not gonna talk about each individual grand. Okay, no, I'll do it. Fine. I see you, Amy, I see you. Okay, let me go in order. I guess, what's my time at now? 50 something, 54, 55. Okay, I'll start with, okay. I'll do this in reverse chronological order, I guess. So I'm gonna start with Andrew Lau. I don't know if you're in here, but if you are, I'm really glad that you're one of the very few STEM people in this club. We are a very, very rare breed. I remember when I started off in Circle K, there were a bunch of engineers. You know, Cliff was a computer engineer, bunch of like other STEM majors, and then slowly we just like dwindled down. And in terms of like engineering, I am the last and only engineering that made it to the end from my generation. So shout out to everyone that attempted it. But I really hope that you stick on your path. We are one of the very few people in the ECS department in this club. So I really, really hope you stick around. Up next, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you are probably one of the, like, you know, like your profile picture with the sunflower, that's like literally you. It does not get any more you than this. I hope you're listening too. But Jocelyn, thank you for always being a total ray of sunshine. I remember our first few interactions. I remember we were getting like shaved ice at that one place. I forgot where, forgot what it was called, but I remember getting shaved ice, and that was my first like interaction with you. Oh my gosh, even now you're just like smiling, like a ray of sunshine. But thank you for literally being our lion's sunlight You are the light of our line. I'm really proud of you for being on board this year. I was actually really happy to see that you applied for arts and design. I thought it was a position that suited you very well, and I was very happy to see that you took a step forward with our club. Okay, very proud. Okay, up next, I got Andrew, I got Jaslyn, I got, who's next? Alexis, are you in this call? I hope you're in this call. Alexis, okay. You are also one of the few, oh, hello. You are also one of the few ECS people in this club. Please stick with it. Please. I hope you stick with it. Again, our numbers are very tiny. Wait, did you change your major? Wait, Alexis, are you serious? Oh no. Okay. I'll take it back. Or whatever major it is that you have, I'm sure you're gonna do great. This is awkward. Okay. I'm really proud that you ended up being a family head. So if you didn't know, I was a family head, Kelly was a family head, and now you're a family head, which means your next little should be a family head. You should try to get them so we can have a whole fam headline. So I'm really proud of you. I hope that you're going to do really great things. Yeah, you are a very interesting person. If you didn't know, my first time interacting with Alexis after NMI and all the installations, I was just like in the room. I walked up and I was like, oh, what's up, man? And he's like, oh, hey, grandpa. I was like, what the? Oh no, he didn't say. He said, hello, grandfather. I was like, what? So from then on, I was just like, oh, I guess I am grandfather now. But I'm very proud of you, and I am really excited for all the things that you're gonna do. Up next is Isabel. Isabel, you probably don't see around that much, so I'll keep this one short. She is a awesome, quiet little person. She is always like somewhere in our meetings, and she always like shows up, and she's always there. And if you didn't know, she's also part of a K-pop dance group. I forgot what it's called. What is it called, Bruce? Something. It's some group, and she's a great dancer. You should check out their videos. Soulful, there you go. She's part of Soulful. So go on their YouTube channel, check out Soulful. I think she's in like one of their videos. I don't know which one it was. I think it's by NCT. This is one of those. Bruce, what is it? Super M? Is it Super M? Okay, I'll let Bruce work that magic for now, but she's great. Okay, moving on now. So I got those 4. Now we're going on to my first grands. Before I go on to Amy and V, I didn't forget anyone else, did I? No, I don't think I did. Okay, I'll talk about V first. V, are you in this call? Please tell me you're in this call. Yes, no, V. Okay. Oh well, if she is, then that's cool. If she's not, that's cool too. Oh yes, she's here. Okay. V, you were my first creative assistant. You were also one of the first people that I got to quote unquote kidnap. I did not kidnap, but I quote unquote kidnapped to Seaside. And I remember you were one of the first new members that I had a conversation with, like an actual deep conversation with at Seaside. And I'm sure you remember it was like you, me, Adam, Bob, Sam, someone else too. Whoever else was part of that chat, remind me. Someone, but thank you for always like seeing me, or thank you for always supporting me, especially when we were on skit committee together and I gave you some very unreasonable requests and some very unreasonable deadlines. You know, I remember when we first started, I was like, all right, guys, welcome to the committee. So we have like 4 weeks to put all this together, and we basically have no time, so let's do this. So that's pretty much how it went. And I put you through a lot of work, but thank you for pulling through and making some amazing backdrops. Thank you for always being the boba person in our line. Thank you for always being around, and I really appreciate you always being part of this club and always being a support. I was really happy to see that you joined FTC committee. I was really happy to see that you actually branched out. You connected outside of just our club, and that one honestly surprised me the most. We didn't know, like, when you apply for a district committee, you have to ask someone to be your reference. So when she applied, she didn't ask me. So I I was very surprised one day when I woke up and I saw a mail come in, and it's like, "Hi, thank you for being V Bowie's reference." And I was like, "What the heck?" Sorry, I'm gonna keep exposing you for this, but I was like, "V, you know, I would love to be your reference, but you know, maybe it'd be cool if like you asked." But that was cool. So I wrote her a great reference letter, at least I hope it's great, and she got on the committee. So congratulations, and I'm very proud of you. And lastly, to the one that was like doing things in the background in Zoom, telling me to shout out all the grants, Amy Pham, you know her as the not a weeaboo person, one with the duck lips always out, and like, that's her. Yes, you can see her going a little crazy in the back right now. She is she was actually one of like I think I put her somewhere on my, I think she was one of the people that I wanted as a little, and I was really happy to just have her in my line in general. And I remember my first time meeting her at Seaside, she just like came in, she was there, she had pink hair at the time, and we were talking or hanging out, and then after Seaside ended, I was like, she's not sticking around. And then after that, she stuck around. But I'm really proud of everything that you've gone through. I remember seeing you come in as a new member, and now we are at the end of our term as my KFAM chair. Thank you for that. You know what? I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna cut this off here because I'm gonna re-mention you when I go back to board. So chill. Okay. When I go back on board, I'm gonna bring this back up. Okay. And then that's it. And now we'll go back into my direct line. So Michelle, I'm gonna skip because I'm gonna talk about you when I talk about board. Kelly, KFAM, are you here? I think you're here. I hope you're here. You, I think out of everyone, you probably check in on me the most. You will literally message me at completely random times of the day, and you're just like, drink water. I hope you, or like, eat food. Don't do bad things to your body, or something like that. She'll literally do that all the time, and I really appreciate that. You're always kind of like supporting me, and you're always try to like keep most up to date on my life. Probably reach out to me way more than I reach out to you, and I really appreciate that. You've always been a really big part of my life, and I remember meeting you for the first time at the social. I remember this person is really gullible. This person laughs a lot, smiles a lot. But just thank you for always being there for me. I feel like, yeah, I feel like we probably have like the least amount of boundaries when we talk to each other. There's like absolutely no filter, and we talk about like the most weird things. But I guess I'll keep this short for now, but because I mean you hear my spiel a lot. But thank you for being a part of my life. Up next is Sam. I'm pretty sure he's in this call because he's on board, which means that I'm gonna skip you for now because I'm gonna come back to that. All right. Lastly is Rusty. Pretty sure Rusty's in this call. If not, this will be awkward. Rusty, yes. Okay. Hello, Little. Love you too. I am not skipping, Alan. I feel like when you got paired up with Jaslyn, I was like, this is like the perfect combo because you both have like the biggest, like brightest smiles, and every time you see me, you're always like big, and then like you have like the biggest smile on your face, and it always makes me smile and always makes me happy. I really do believe that, you know, one day you are gonna be completely free, and then we're gonna go to Seaside one day, and then we're gonna have some shenanigans. It's gonna be great. But I'm really proud of you. Same with Kelly. But I'm really proud that you became a fam head. I was like, yes, we're continuing the fam head lineage. So far, we have a pretty good amount of previous and current fam heads in our line, and I'm really proud of all of you. Really give big props to you for probably being the biggest brains in this line. Not to like undermine others or myself, but I feel like out of everyone in our line, you pay the most attention to your grades, which, I mean, obviously we should all be paying the utmost attention to our grades, right? Right? All of you? Yes. But out of everyone, I truly 100% believe that in maybe about 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many years, I am going to be honored to call you Dr. Tagorda. And one of these days, I'm gonna be like, Rusty, is my leg supposed to be moving like this? Or I'm like, hey, am I supposed to be like losing vision in my left eye or something like that? And then I'll be like, hey, it's my eye's like twitching a lot. Is this normal? I like guarantee you, I'm gonna be asking you these questions, and you're gonna be like, please please make an appointment. Please see me. But I'm really proud of everything that you've done. I remember seeing you at your very first meeting. It was the one where we were stuck in Tuffrey. It's like the very tiny vertical room, you know? And I just saw you in there, and I remember you made like a really like sappy, kind of happy sad, talking about, you know, oh, I really like love this atmosphere. I think I like really found a place that I can kind of call home. And then I was really happy to hear you say that. And then I was even happier to find out that you were my little. So I'm really proud of you, and I wish you the best of luck. Please give me some good medical advice for when my eye eventually twitches, or like I like break a leg or something, or if I get injured again, because you know it's our line. But really proud of you. Okay, that's it, right? And then everyone else is on board, right? Yes. Okay. Finally, we're approaching the end, guys. We're approaching the end, kind of, not really. What's the time at? It's at something. Okay, 1:08. Cool. All right, now going back to Elena. I hope you're listening, Elena. I heard you have some choppy internet, so I hope that you can hear this to some decent degree. Elena, you were probably one of the most crazy, ambitious board members that I have seen this year. You really did so much more than I could have ever like expected you to, and I'm really proud of everything that you've done, and I'm really happy that you applied for this position, even though you sent me the freaking app at 11:59 p.m. Not mad, not mad, just a little. You have done so much for the sport. You've been a constant support to everyone, and I really hope that you stick around with this club. I know you're going to be super busy. I'm also confident that you'll be a nurse. So, you know, maybe when I break my leg someday, you can help me out or something. It's cool. Maybe if I need to like get my blood drawn, I'll just be like, hey, Elena, can you like stab me real quick? But I'm really happy that you've been a part of this club from when you ran for E board and then you applied for A board. Yes, all you medical CKI members should do that. I'm sure you can be a great support to all the injuries to come to this club. For those of you that didn't know, we actually had a different name about 2 years ago. We used to be called Cal State Full of Injuries because that year so many people got injured at like every single event. We had people like dislocating their elbows. You had me getting like crushed every once in a while. People were just getting hurt left and right, tripping, falling, everything. So we were formally dubbed as Cal State Full of Injuries. Yeah, I guess I'll put very, very quick backstory. We had the member Danny that I mentioned before. He was trying to do a whip, so this. But then like while he was pulling back, he tripped on a girl. There was a girl that was sitting down, like right beside him, and then he tripped. And then when he fell, he dislocated his elbow. And then Carl had to like take him to the ER. It was great. So yeah, ain't that a great way to dislocate your elbow via whipping? But that's that. Where was I going? Yes, very proud of you, Elena, and I hope that you stick around and do some great things. All right, now going on to Amy. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Okay, quick rewind as well. So FTC, we had 3 members all sprained their ankles at FTC 2017. It was literally like a plague, and it was a plague. And I sprained my ankle first, and then RJ sprained his ankle after that, and then a couple hours later, Brian Navarro sprained his ankle, and literally like our district governor at the time, Manuel Santiago, was like, "Can we just like take your club and wrap all of you in bubble wrap, please?" It was like, please just stop. It wasn't Manuel. District governor at the time was Lawrence Sahagan. Manuel was our LTG, and he's like, please keep your club from injuring themselves. Oh wait. Oh, and then the year after, it was funny because I was like, hey, another Cal State Fullerton member sprained their ankles, and everyone was like, who? And if you didn't know, a Kiwanian sprained their ankle at FTC 2018, 2019, one of them. It was Don Hull. And if you didn't know, he was Cal State Fullerton alumni, so he kind of like maintained the Fullerton tradition of spraining their ankles at FTC. It was great. Yes, I was also known as Wheelchair Henry. That's that. Okay. Now going back into Amy. Right. So Amy, we do a lot of shenanigans at night that I won't bring up, but thanks for participating in these shenanigans with me. You have been a really great support to me all this time. I remember January 2019 was not exactly a great time for me, and a lot of you in my line knew this. And I remember you visited me, you and I believe Kelly, a couple others visited me at work, and you got me kind of like a care basket, and I still remember that. And thank you for taking care of me all this time. I'm really happy that we have gotten to bond this much. Yeah, and in addition to RJ, you are also one of my manga buddies. There's not a whole lot of manga readers in the club, but for those of you that are, hit me up. We'll talk about the latest chapter of like Tower of God or something, or whatever you want. Amy, you have I think out of most people on board, I think you were one of like the top few people that grew the most, and I feel you were really able to learn a lot from this position. You grew, you hosted big events, crazy events, and you have made a really big impact. You know, Carl has said this before, and it's kind of like the opinion of everyone, but kind of, I guess for me and Carl, a couple of others are kind of like what we would consider as like one of like the hardest positions in CKI. It's always going to be president, BPS, and KFAM. And KFAM is a very jam-packed position if you have some very jam-packed goals. And I remember when I was talking with Amy at the beginning, she had some very ambitious goals and she wanted to do a lot of things. And that's exactly what happened. It sucks that, you know, the virus kind of came along and you weren't able to host your last few events, but I'm really proud of everything that you were able to accomplish this year. And I'm really excited for your term as treasurer. So hope you get to play with that cash. You know, if at any point, you know, money from the cash box just like disappears and a Rolex shows up on my front door, I won't say anything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But thank you. Thank you for being one of my biggest supports this year. I really appreciate it. All right, moving on to Lei now. Lei, you are such a clown, and I love that. Lei Hawk, man. Lei the propeller hat, Lei MC Chip, the freaking whistle guy, whatever that thing's called. I forgot what it's called. Lei is honestly one of like the funniest people that I've like ever come across this club, and I just love everything that he does. And it's always hilarious. I just remember, for those of you that have been to Go West before, so Go West is like this event in Pasadena, and it's with like all the people in all of CNH, and we have to get up like really early in the morning, like 4 or 5 a.m. to wake up. And I remember like the night before, everyone was like really loud, and like our club was trying to sleep, and we were like trying to like get to sleep. And then I remember we were talking, we were like, all right, we're gonna be super loud when we wake up tomorrow. And then I remember when we woke up the next morning for Go West. I don't know if you remember this, Joey, if you're still listening, Joey, but when we woke up the next morning, Lei just grabs his freaking whistle and like he just blows his soul out. He's like, he does the freaking like big whistle noise, and then everyone that's awake is just like, what was that? And I was just cracking up so much. That was great. Lei has had so many, I guess, moments throughout this year that just make me laugh so much. But the best part about Lei is that he has a very serious side too, and he does know when to tone things down. He knows when to take things seriously. Anytime I give him an assignment, you know, he takes it very seriously. He does his work very professionally. I give him a deadline and he achieves it. So shout out to Lei for all the videos and all the content that he's produced this year. I'm really proud of all of it. Big shout out to Lei. If you didn't know, at least to my awareness, this is our club's first time ever not only placing in the Outstanding Club Video Award, but getting first place for our Outstanding Club Video. So Lei has produced probably one of the most legendary reps in CKI. You know, here in Circle K, we got service and leadership. Don't forget the third one. Okay. When I was like working with Lei to get this video out, you know, I was like helping and I was like trying to look over all the lyrics, and you know, now I have the whole award I have the whole rap memorized. So I could probably like sing it out back to back, but obviously I'm not gonna do that here. But for Lei, you really surprised me a lot, and the amount of like the work and the dedication and the passion that you put into everything that you do, it really like it leaves me speechless sometimes. And I feel like at Snow Show was when I like really saw that, and when you put together like the most amazing lip sync video ever, I was really proud of you and really proud of everything that you've done. So I hope that you continue to be a part of this club. I hope you continue to kind of be a troll to people. Hopefully you don't run into any scary people at Seaside or any people blowing on your neck trying to get the propeller to spin. But thank you for joining me on this journey. All right. Up next is Adam. Adam, very proud of how far you've come. You were one of the few people that joined in spring of my VPS term, and wow, you just, when you jumped into CKI, you jumped in and you did everything. You did everything that you could, and I was just like so ecstatic to see just one individual be so dedicated to Circle K, to doing everything. And I was really happy to see you become a fam head. Cortado familia forever. All right, where my cortados at? Can I get a cortado in the chat? Yeah, okay. All my cortados, we were a great family, and you have nothing. You have yourself to take credit for that. I'm really happy with all the contributions you made while you were a general member. And then I was even happier to find out that you applied for A board, then you became my MD&E. It's kind of funny that oh yes, you're great, Adam, but you swallow your boba. That's just not cool, man. One of the great things about being on board was that I at least had one person who was the same age as me. So we are both 97 babies, both fifth years, and we were the only fifth years on board at the time. And it was just really nice and comforting having someone on board to kind of like relate to my journey. And I'm really happy with all of your contributions. Your laugh, everything that you do has just been such a positive influence to all the people in the club. And I hope you know that you really did leave your legacy. And you have also been proof that you don't need to be a part of this club for a long time to make a difference. You have been here just for as long as you could, and you've made leaps and bounds to pretty much everything. You served on the district, you served on the club, fam head, you've been on club committees, you've done it. So I'm really happy that you stuck around, and I'm glad that I have you to graduate with. So we'll be going into the great beyond together, but I'm sure we won't be too far apart, and we'll be supporting all the others from the distance. Okay. Oh shoot, it's almost 10 o'clock. Oh, it's okay, we're almost done. All right, Ethan. All right, Ethan, you are the man, the myth, the legend, the Cyprus transfer, the Cyprus chartering secretary. This man put an entire club together. What a concept. I could not even imagine being a chartering board officer for any club, because I don't feel like I would have that kind of determination. You were also the king of not retiring. Do you remember when at the end of I think it was like our last board meeting or something, and I was like, Ethan, I really, really hope you retire because I think you really need a break. Well, that didn't work out too well now, did it? But you're kind of retired, kind of. Hopefully you don't overwhelm yourself too much responsibility this year. But you have really done so much for this club, and you're also one of like the few symbols in this club that can show people that transfers can do a whole lot for this club. Up until maybe like a couple years ago, most of the people that transferred into this club didn't really stick around or didn't bother joining. So transfers were not a very strong presence on board until a couple years ago. The first big transfer, I'll give a shout out to Tufam. Don't think he's here, don't think he's listening by VS, then just a big shout out to you. I think he was kind of like the origin transfer. He was one of the first to actually make it onto board and be one of like the most prominent people. But Ethan, I think you are probably one of the most prominent transfers in this club, and you show people that even though you come from a different you have a different backstory, and you had your story with another club, it doesn't mean that you can't start new with another club, and you've been an ultimate testament to that. Thank you for just joining board, doing all these things. We're okay. Actually, I'm gonna bring this up. So this is gonna be a call out now. So since our term is over, I can talk about this. Ethan showed up to his A-board interview late. He showed up late, and we were like, what the? This guy has the audacity. But I tried my best to kind of overlook it, and I was like, all right, let's just look at the content of his interview and what he has to offer. And ultimately, what overweighed the fact that you came in late was that you had the true insight on what I believed an MD should have, and it's someone that has gone and shown what it means to develop yourself as a member, and you've went through everything, and you've proved before that you can be a leader, that you can do the work, and that you can be so much more. And that was the chance that I was willing to take on you, and for that reason, I pushed to have you appointed, and here you are. So thank you for doing what you do. Appreciate it. Okay, up next, Eric. We're almost done. Kind of, not really. Eric, you, in terms of just pure, if we're talking about skill alone, you have grown the most on board. You have really shown. I've told you this time and time again. You hear it from me all the time, but I want to make sure everyone in this call knows that you are the ultimate proof that you don't need like prior experience to do a job. You had nothing. You had no Illustrator graphic experience going into PR. All you had was drive. You had goals in mind, and you had the motivation to learn and improve yourself. And that was the only three things you needed, and that was the three most important things that we saw when we were deciding who to appoint. And I truly believe that you would be able to take that drive and that you would be able to do so much. And now I would probably go as far as to say you are probably one of the best graphics makers, graphics person in CKI that I've met. I've seen a lot of graphics, and I've seen a lot of people make graphics, and you easily place within one of like the top, I'd say maybe at least top 5 in terms of graphics that I've seen. You really, like, your graphics are beautiful, and even just beyond graphics, you have shown us what it means to be a leader. You made your committee. You properly delegated tasks so that you could use your committee to go above and beyond. You gave us Breakfast at Tuffy's, our club's first ever blog, which is always like an idea that we kind of wanted to implement, but never really pushed for it. But now we have our first blog ever, and you get to take credit to be the origin. You get to be this blog's origin story, and I hope that Jason continues it on, and I hope that Jason's successors continue it on, and so on and so forth. I really do like the blog, and I think it's been one of like your best accomplishments. You really did show us what it means to, go above and take something that you have and just create, because this is what your whole term was about, was creating, and creation was definitely your specialty this year. Apart from that, you have very, what am I trying to say? Very interesting facial expressions, I guess. Like every time, there's that like one picture where you're just like, and then every time like someone says something about you, you do the, and you do that face, and I don't know, I just find that hilarious all the time. And I feel like you are always like such a fun person to have around. I would always put you in a room if I were to be in a room. Like if I had to be stuck with any group of people, you'd be one of my top picks because you're always just like a fun person to be around. So thank you for that. Up next, we're gonna go to Sam. I hope Sam's listening. If he's not listening, I can only imagine he might be playing a game of League right now or something. Hello, Sam. You were one of the first few new members I met. Oh, did you? You are my successor, technically. Skit successor. I was not a Spirit Social, but I was basically Spirit Social for that year. And I'll talk about CKI stuff first. I'm really proud of everything that you've done. The skit this year was one of like the largest scale productions we've ever done because we've never brought so many people to FTC before. We brought record-breaking numbers, and it takes a record-breaking amount of effort and determination to put it all together into one beautiful storyline with a beautiful dance and a beautiful backdrop artwork, and you, along with all of your whole committee. So shout out to this year's FTC Skit Committee for making such an amazing production, and I was really happy with how everything turned out. I was really happy. Like one of my favorite moments when I was watching the skit was the moment when we were in the dance, and it's, you know, the new members are doing their dance first, and then we have all the returning members going through the back. When all of us like grouped up into one whole group, that was my favorite moment, and I was really happy with how everything turned out for that. Apart from that, thank you for all the amazing socials. Thank you for bringing back the large-scale socials. Knots was very fun this year, but what was it? That one boba drink we had was garbage, but it's cool. What was it? What was it? The purple-looking one? I forgot what it was. It was something. Boysenberry. Yeah, it was a boysenberry boba. Oh my gosh, that was so gross. But other than that, it was a great social. Thank you for bringing that back. Thank you for always being so open, being so interpretive, and always trying to leave your mark. Apart from that, I'm just really proud to have you as my little. You were one of the first new members that I ever talked to, and again, you were also one of the first few people that I kidnapped and took to Seaside. Okay, not actual kidnap, for those of you that are wondering. It was you and Kevin. I took the both of you, and I was kind of like nervous at first because you were really quiet, and I thought that you like didn't like our club or something, or you were like kind of like worried that we'd be a cult. Yeah, not a cult, right? But you ultimately stuck around, and I was really happy to have you as my little. I know you were really surprised when you turned around at NMI and you found out that you were part of a triplet. I know you, Kelly, and Rusty did not want to be part of a triplet, and I don't think any of the new members that year wanted to be part of a triplet. But I hope that you can enjoy each other, or I hope that you have enjoyed each other's presence, and that you guys got to get together as a triplet pair of siblings. And I hope you enjoyed all of our Lifeline dinners. Oh, shout out to all the raw steaks that we've made at our Lifeline dinners. Shout out to the asparagus that made our pea smell bad. Shout out to the salty steaks. Delicious. Oh, Andrew's not here, but shout out to Andrew for like basically finishing the rest of the steaks. It was great. But thank you for just being part of my life. I hope that after this whole quarantine ends, that we can go hang out more. I want to go on another hike. Let's go on a hike somewhere more dangerous, or like do some rock climbing stuff or something. Let's do that, and then hopefully you won't break your tailbone this time. Damn, I wish I had the GIF with me. But there's like this video of Sam just falling, and like it looked like he almost broke his tailbone, but luckily he didn't. But big shout out. Let's go on more dangerous hikes, and then maybe by that time Rusty might have enough medical training to do something about our injuries, but we'll see. But yeah, actually to my whole line, yeah, we should all go on a hike sometime, and then we'll see who gets injured first. It'll be great. But I'm really proud of you, Sam. All right, moving on to Daniela. Hope Daniela's here. Daniela, I think you were, I think out of everyone on board, no, actually, you and Michelle have been around the club the longest. So you both joined the club at the same time, right? Or you joined the same time as Michelle and Daniela. Michelle, you joined the same time as Daniela, right? Question mark. I'm gonna assume yes. Okay. Um, your generation had to, I guess, tolerate the 17-18 board and all of our shenanigans, everything we went through. I hope you enjoyed your first year, and I hope that you took the time to go out there and do great things. Because ultimately, when you joined board, I had no question in my mind that you were going to be one of the biggest like helps and biggest supports to board. Sorry. You were a big support to us. You did so much, and you excuse me, and you were a big support to me. I think during fall semester, out of all the times that I was struggling, you were always the one that asked me if I needed help first, and I was really happy about that. And I was really happy that you went out and you did so many things. You built most beautiful website, and you just went out and you showed us what it meant to be a supportive board member, and I was really happy with everything that you've done. You're also one of I think probably one of the few Korea boos on board. I think if not the only, but it was great just being able to connect with you, just about anything. And I was really happy that you stuck around all these years and that you were just you. I remember your probably most biggest defining moment, and all of you know this, was at Snow Shoal 2018. The opening song, she was under the bed, and then boom, she came out, and that was the biggest opener. It was great. What's next? Kevin. Ooh, we're on e-board now, guys. We're almost done. We're on e-board now. All right. I hope Kevin is he in here? I don't know. If you are in here, Kevin, you were also one of the first few new members that I talked to, in addition to with Sam, and then a few others. You're also the first person that I talked to when you came into the general meeting, the first or second general meeting of the term. I remember I talked to you, and I could tell you were really nervous at your first meeting. Oh yes, the story. You really grown a lot, and I think you are probably one of the most passionate people about this club, and you really know how to show it, and you really know how to show to everyone that you can be such a great leader, and that you can go out and you can really push people. You can listen to them, and you can guide them and be a voice. You have probably one of the most distinguishable voices ever. Everyone in this call knows him as the I'm back at it again guy, or the flute man, for those of you that were part of that year. He is literally always back at it again. And our flute man, if you didn't know, he was, for those of you that watch Naruto, during our FTC skit for 2019, 2019, right? Or 2018, FTC 2018. There was this really there's the scene where our MC had a profound realization, and he had to make a hard decision, and it was really sad, and then sadness and sorrow started playing in the background, and then we had Kevin pretend to play a flute. So he was just walking around the stage playing flute to sadness and sorrow. It's the tune da-na-na, da-na-na-na, is that tune. He was playing that, and that was when he became the iconic man known as Flute Man. But I'm really proud of everything that you've done, and I'm really happy that you're taking another year on board, and I know you're going to do really great things. Okay, Doug. All right, let's see. Doug, you crazy man. You are probably the hardest worker I was able to, I guess, work with this whole year. Like everything that you do, you always seem to put like 200% into it. And which is why I was really happy to find out that you ended up becoming our LTG. And I know for a fact that, you know, you are going to be the one that puts us on the track to greatness, and you are going to, quote unquote, I guess, save CNH, save Citrus. I think you're going to do really great things, and I'm really proud of how far you've come, and you've done so much for this club, and there's like literally no words to describe how much you've done. You know, you started off, our first time working together was on our FTC skit. You're one of the dance teachers, and I just remember, I remember I sent like a message to our chat, and I was like, all right, guys, all 45 or 40 something of us are going to FTC. And you were like, how are we going to put all of them into the dance? And then for like the next week, you with B Chow, Rusty, and Ethan were like, formations, 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 formations. How are we gonna do formations? And then you made this like big chart, and you're like, all right, we're gonna put everyone here, we're gonna put everyone here. We're going to alternate between new members and older members, and then we're gonna put all of our graduating seniors near the front. We're gonna put our new members also near the front, and then we're just gonna tuck all of our returning members in the back. So that was like a nightmare to work with, but it ended up looking so good because Bautista, you're in this call, and you know what I'm talking about. The best moment for all of like our skit was when we were in the dance room, and then we finally saw the whole skit get put together scene by scene, and then we saw everyone do their individual thing, and then everyone go into formation. Like, you all know, you can picture it, you know, everybody knows. No, 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 no. That was like the most iconic moment. And then Bautista and I were just like in awe. We were speechless. Like, we looked at each other, and then we were just like hugging each other. We were like, this is it. This is it. This is the one. And Doug, you and the rest of the dance teachers, you know, we could not have done this without you. We could not have put together this amazing thing without you. And that's just not even it. You know, the moment you became secretary, holy moly, you jumped into the term. You had no idea what you were doing. You had no idea what to expect. And I was like, we had our first e-board meeting, and I was like, all right, Doug, Kevin, you better hop on a train that you're not ready for. And those were some of the craziest months that we had coming into this term, and you were always in it 100% of the way. Obviously, you turned in every MRF on time. You worked hours to input all the hours into either the MRF or the MRS, and I'm really proud of everything that you've done. And I really mean it. I really mean it. You, Douglas Shimizu, will save CNH. Mic drop. All right, moving on to Sandra. All right, I hope people are still listening in. All right, Sandra, same for Adam. I remember meeting you the spring semester of my VPS term. Holy moly, it has been a very long journey for the two of us. I remember, what was it, our first adventure, you, me, RJ, Amy, we went to SD together. This is the first time we ever connected. And like, I'll let you guys know, like for this, like when we went to SD, I just like, I literally just messaged all of them, and I was like, hey, you doing anything together? And they'd be like, oh no. And then I was like, all right, let's go to SD. And then Amy and RJ and Sandra were all like, all right. And then Adam almost joined this journey, but literally like the hour after I called him, he's like, dude, I just got back home to LA. And that was like the biggest like F moment. But besides, we've had a lot of fun adventures from then on, whether it be your time as a general member or us being on PR committee with Michelle together, going out doing Seaside until like 6 in the morning, and then going to service right after then. You are probably one of the most like dedicated people to service that I've like ever met, and that's something I haven't really been able to see, I guess, in a while. And you really put like the S in VPS. You've done so much for our club, and I just want to say thank you for everything. You have like left my legacy in the dust. Like, I guess Carl kind of said this about me, but I also want to say this about you. But I really wish that I was only like half the VPS that you were. So you did so much, and you brought our club back, our single service. We hadn't had a single service in over 6 years, and you were finally the one to bring it back, and you showed people what it meant to really make an impact. And that's what this whole night is about. It's about recognizing the impact that everyone's made. And I think you have single-handedly made the biggest impact to just not only our club, but to our whole surrounding communities. And I'm sure that all the people that we taught us Cutie STEM Fair and Jean are going to be forever grateful. Hashtag we love Jean, by the way. I really hope that you stop injuring yourself. If you didn't know, I think her biggest injury was at El Medina, actually. She freaking got her foot ran over by a dumpster. She had to be taken into urgent care. And then it was so bad. It was, but, after that, she was kind of like out of commission for a little while, but eventually her foot recovered and she went back at it with service. Please stop injuring yourself, please. I hope your allergy test gives you some insight onto how not to die. I hope that you'll never need to, inject some EpiPen into you or something. I'm really proud of you. You've done so much, and I really had a really great time through all of our journeys, through all of our adventures. And I hope that you can take, I guess, this time and take all of your amazing ideas and move this club forward. And I know that it can be really hard to move things forward when we're going through some really hard times, but I know if there's anyone that can help us move forward, it's going to be you. So I'm really proud of you. Okay. Oh, lastly, we're almost done. Michelle. Oh, my first little, my OG, my progenitor of the Lifeline. Pretty much you are now going to be, God, get that photo out of there. Okay. I'm graduating, so I'm going to leave it up to you now to plan Lifeline dinners and Lifeline things. I'm still not going to cry. You were, I don't know if I ever told you, but it really had a big impact for me that you were my first little. Being a mentor to anyone, being a role model just for anyone, that was such a foreign concept to me. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was really, really happy when I found out that you were my little, and then you turned around at NMI, and then we shared that moment. And then everything was just kind of history from there, you know. We've had our moments where, you know, you're listening to me complain about my things, and then I'll be listening to you complain about your things. You know, every once in a while, either one of us will have like a little existential crisis, and then we'll just message each other. I'll be like, what do I do? You've always been there for me through it all, you know. And you know, my first 2 years in Circle K, I really wanted a little, but my second year, you know, I was a family head, and the expectation at the time was that, you know, family heads can't pick up littles. So I never got to pick up a little that year. So when I finally had the opportunity to pick up a little, I was like, yes, the time has come. And then I was so happy to find out that you were my little. And, you know, even though I was not one of your choices, you were one of mine, and that's all that matters. Oh my God, it's 1:50. I'm about to reach senpai era speech length. I need to end this before it's 2 hours. Okay. Michelle, I'm really proud of you, and I know you're gonna do really amazing things. You got 1 year left in CKI. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but whatever it is, I know you're gonna do amazing things. And it does. I honestly believe, CKI related or not, you're gonna make like your mark this year. And I know that no matter what, you know, you'll always be there for me, and I'll always be here as well. And I hope that, you know, you can keep on, I guess, having me around as your support. And I know that you're gonna do really great things. This whole year as VPA, you really did support me through everything, and there's been a lot of rough moments. It's been a lot of rough moments. Yeah, the start of my term was not great. I was a very emotional person at that time, and I mean, not even before presidency. You know, that whole week in January where everything was just kind of bad. You messaged me every single day of that week, and you always checked in on me. And you're like, "Are you okay? Hey, checking in on you. Are you doing okay? You doing okay?" And that really like meant a lot, because I don't know. I guess I never really felt that anyone cared for me that much, and it was a really awful time. But you were always there to support me through it all, and I'll always have you to thank for that. And that's how I kind of knew that, you know, our relationship kind of got cemented in. I'm still not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Okay, but out of like everyone, you always looked out for me the most. You were always the one that wanted to make sure that I was doing okay, and I want to thank you. Let's keep talking. I mean, let's keep being a part of each other's lives. I hope that, you know, after all this ends, we can go out, celebrate, chill together. I don't know, maybe we can gather up some people, go to DTF, and by DTF I mean not Din Tai Fung, but the other place, which I will not bring up. But let's have lots of adventures after this, because obviously I'm just gonna have nothing but free time for a good while. But thank you. I'm not going to cry. Ha ha ha. All right. Let's conclude this thing so I don't hit the 2-hour mark. Thank you to everyone for being a part of my CKI journey. This whole year has been one crazy ride, and all of you have been a part of that journey. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being there for me. And I hope that you can find it in yourself to make your own CKI journey, and that you can leave your mark. I hope I left a decent sized mark. I hope that somewhere down the line you guys can be like, yeah, remember like Henry? He did some cool things. But yeah, some parting advice, once again, never apologize for being yourself. Never. It's okay to fail sometimes. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't ever forget that you're human and that humans make mistakes. And sometimes we do things that we regret, and we say things we regret, and sometimes these things we can't take back. But the best thing to do is accept that and take it as a lesson and move on. And then lastly, just never forget to take a step back, take a deep breath, look around you. Sometimes it gets really easy to get caught up in what our future is going to be like, what the past is going to be like. And sometimes we forget that, there's still the present, and that no matter what you might be going through right now, if you just take a step back, look around you, realize that there's people in your life that love you. And, if you don't think there's people like that, then you're wrong. Okay, because I love you. I love everyone in this club, and I know that all of you are going to do really amazing things, whether it be with CKI or with your own journey. So that, I will not cry. I'm not holding anything in, but all of you have made me really happy all these years. And I hope that you can continue to make each other happy and to give each other a home. I hope that, every new member that comes in through the meeting rooms, when you do have meetings, I hope that you can look at them. I hope that you can just think to yourself, hey, I'm about to change this person's life. That's what all of you can do. You guys can all change each other's lives. All right. And I adjourn this speech, not the meeting. I adjourn the speech. The speech is done. All right. What's my time? Please don't tell me I went over 2 hours. Yes, I didn't go over 2 hours. All right. All right. Finally, now that I'm done, I'm going to invite Sandra for her incoming president speech.
Hello. Thank you for the speech, Henry.
Wait. I forgot I had awards. Hold on. Not yet. Okay. I forgot. I forgot I placed awards for this. So there's no award graphic for this because I had plaques made. And again, the plaques are on the way right now, but they'll be coming. This does not count towards the speech, by the way. Okay. All right. So I did want to present 2 awards tonight for this. So I'm going to present the first award, which is going to be the Board Officer of the Year award. This person, I spoke a lot about them, and I really believe that this person has some amazing potential, and they have been one of the most passionate, hardworking individuals that I've ever met. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, all right. This person has done so much for board this year. They've been an amazing support to all of us. And I was really happy to find out that this person would join board with us this year. And, when I first started working with them, I knew that they were going to do really great things, and I was really excited for them. And the amount of work and the amount of long hours this person has put in is, I can't even begin to put it down. Not only have they done so much in their own duty, but they've actually gone above and beyond in helping others around them. And I wanted to make sure that this person gets the recognition that they deserve. And although this person was, you know, yeah, I'm gonna get salty right now. Okay, this person should have received something a while ago. I think they deserved it probably the most out of like most of us on board. But there was a certain award that they didn't receive. And I was so angry that day, and I just wanted to like punch a screen. I wanted to send like an angry message to a certain judge, tell them, but this person is probably the hardest worker out of maybe everyone on board, and I hope that they continue to keep doing these things. And with that, some of you, I think most of you will know who this person is by now. So I would like to present the Board Officer of the Year Award to, Douglas Shimizu. Ah, okay. So your plaque is coming in eventually. I'll let you know. I'll mail it to you or something. Or maybe like I'll show up at your house and then hide it under your doormat or something. I don't know. Okay. But I really believe that you deserve this award. I've never seen anyone who's put in so many hours towards anything, and you really do deserve this. So I have one more award to present. I believe it's something we haven't done before, or at least to my awareness. But most clubs have been doing this, and I thought it was an appropriate award to do, which is a Hall of Fame award. And I thought Hall of Fame was a little too like cheesy of a name, so I was like, I'm gonna call it something else. I'm gonna call it the Hall of Titans. So that sounds way cooler. So this award is presented to the person, to the graduating senior that has left their legacy on not just the 1920 term, but through all of their time in CKI from the day they joined till now. This person joined CKI their first year, and they have stuck with it every single year until now. There's a lot that I want to say about this person, but it's counting towards my speech time, I guess. Well, I guess now I have taken the cake for longest president speech. But this person is one of the most inspirational person that I've met, and they were personally one of the biggest inspirations to me in deciding to run for president. I wanted to, I guess, yeah, okay, I guess I'll take my time. This person, I'm trying to be vague first and then make it obvious. So let me try to be vague first. This person has been in several leadership positions on the pretty much every Circle K level possible. Yeah, I mean, most of you should know who it is. Probably know who it is already. But this person has served on the divisional level unofficially, but basically they served on the divisional level. They served on the club committee level. They served on A board. They served on E board. They served on a district committee. They served on an international committee. So they've done pretty much everything that you could possibly imagine them to do. Well, I just made it obvious now, didn't I? Well, whatever. But I was on board with this person back in 17, 18, and they were also one of my biggest support systems that I had at that time. They were the reason that, you know, I felt comfortable with board, and that I felt that, you know, I had a home, I had someone that I could talk to. This person really helped me out through all my times, and being on board it was really stressful, but it was always nice to know that, you know, I was able to kind of share that much stress with this person. I'm really proud of this person because they've just done so much, and I'm really happy that they kind of got to spend this last year just taking a little bit of a seat back. You know, they still did a lot of things for our club, and to no one's surprise, really, they did so much for us, and I'm just so proud of everything that they've done. I've had a lot of adventures with this person. We've driven up to NorCal for service over 400, 500 miles or something. I forgot how many it was. Had some crazy adventures. Did lots of things. Let's see, what else? This person is just, they've been my inspiration, and you know, they really showed me what it meant to be a president, and they were probably my biggest example on pretty much how to be a president. You know, everything I did was just, they were the bar. So I was like, all right, what did she do? All right, oh, what did they do? Damn it, I was going so long. What did they do? I use them always as a example, and I was really happy to get to know this person over the years, and I'm really happy that I could call this person my one of my best friends, and I hope that they get to spend the rest of, I guess, their graduate life chilling, relaxing, doing whatever it is they please, and then maybe they'll start adulting. But I wish this person best of luck as they move into the great beyond with me and the rest of the seniors. I know that they're going to be a great support to all of our club, even after they graduate. I'm almost kind of positive that they will maybe join Kiwanis eventually somewhere down the line. And yeah, I've made it impossibly obvious now. I'm not crying, chill. Yeah, okay. So without further ado, I would like to, for the first time, question mark, maybe, for the first time ever, I would like to induct, I would like to induct Josephine Chow into the Hall of Titans. Wow. Congratulations.
I don't want to ruin the moment, but I think last year Angela got Hall of Fame. I don't remember what awards I gave out, but I'm pretty sure I gave to Angela.
You gay? What? I don't remember.
I
wasn't there.
Huh?
I wasn't there. I wouldn't know.
I'm pretty sure, but thanks.
Angela, are you still here? Did you get it?
I don't remember. I feel like I did, but I really.
Okay. I'll ask her later. We'll find out. Oh, Angela went to bed. Never mind. I'm pretty sure most of you were at banquet last year. Did this happen? Because I don't remember. Okay, whatever. Anyways, if it is, then well, thanks for being the second inductee to this Hall of Fame. Okay. So now I would like to invite Sandra for her incoming president speech.
Hello again. Okay. Because we're running way over time, I'm just gonna cut down a lot on what I was gonna say. So, yeah, I just want to say that I'm very honored to be serving as the president for the 2020-2021 term. Being in this position, I will admit that these past few months have been extremely challenging with all that has been happening around us in the world and especially within our community. It's kind of hard to see how much my board has been impacted by this, as well as our members with everything going on. It's pretty difficult to even describe the struggles that many of us have faced and or experienced over the course of a few months, since we just barely managed to survive through many things that cause a lot of pain. However, despite the current circumstances that we find ourselves in, I still remain very positive and optimistic that we're going to get through this together and come out more compassionate and understanding towards one another in the end. Throughout the past term, we were able to break new ground with our achievements and make incredible strides in developing our current members into the compassionate leaders that they are today. And we could not have done this without every single one of you. The strength and compassion I see within each and every one of you is truly inspiring. As we continue into the present term, I assure you that I'll be working extremely diligently and super hard alongside my board of officers to continue moving the club forward in a positive direction. So I can't wait for you all to see what we have in store for you. So please look forward to this year together. So now I want to call Elena Liu to announce the opportunity drawing winners.
Sorry. But yes, I will announce the opportunity drawing winners. Before I share my screen and do like the random everything, I just wanna give a shout out to everyone who did donate today. Because like when you donate, this goes towards admin fees to the board, and every little bit helps. So all the money goes towards service project materials and like emergency funds or just like buying miscellaneous things for events. So thank you everyone that donated for donating. And I'll just read off the list of people who did donate today. Thank you to Ben, Daniela Mena, Josh, Mike, Liz, Ethan, Trevor, Josie, Alexis, Alan, Erica Way, and Christina. Okay. Now I'm gonna
Was that it?
I think to like hear my screen, I can line.
It's kind of hard to hear your voice.
Oh really?
Yes.
She needs to share her screen.
Oh. Okay, I stopped sharing.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh my god, just ignore that. Okay, so so this is for the keychains. So we're gonna pick 2 people. So I'm just gonna press this button right here, and make sure I write this down. Okay. Oh, and the winner is Light. Okay, Alexis. Okay, so Alexis will get 2 of the breakfast keychains, and then I'm gonna pick one more person for this. It's gonna do its thing. And I think it's loading. And the other winner is Trevor. Okay, I write this down. Okay, and then for the seal plushie, I'm gonna press this. And the winner is Josh. Congratulations.
Wow.
Okay, and then oops. For the dinosaur plushie, I'm gonna press this. It's going. The winner is Josh again. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing this down so I don't forget. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, please go away. Oh my God. Can I hide this? Oh no. Okay. Sorry. Technical difficulties. I'm trying to press this. Okay, so for face masks, there's 2 winners for this one. So I'm gonna press this twice. So the first winner is Christina. Congrats.
Wow, that's my grand. Great grand.
One more person.
My grand.
Mike also won face masks.
Wow.
And then for the last raffle prize that we have, which had like a lot of people wanting it, can you click it? Okay, is the CKI pillow made by Christine. So I'm gonna pick the name. I don't know why it hasn't even read it. I didn't click it yet. It's weird. Christina again.
Oh my gosh, Christina. Woo.
Christina also got the pillow. And that is all for raffle prizes. I will stop sharing now.
Okay, let me get my share back up. All right, I'd like to call on Sandra now to close this bad boy.
Okay. So thank you for coming and spending time with us tonight as we reflected on all of the wonderful and memorable experiences that we shared together during the past term. Although it is extremely bittersweet that we cannot celebrate in each other's presence as the night comes to a close, I hope that you found comfort in seeing familiar faces and reminiscing on defining moments that challenge us to learn, adapt, and grow as leaders and as human beings. So as we go forward from here and take a step into the unknown, I encourage you all to take a moment in any given day to embrace change, take action, and speak your mind. And that being said, this has gone on very long, so I'm just going to adjourn this at 10:48 p.m. Thank you for coming.